So, Fang Bing looked at the Black Bolt King in front of him. There was a smile on his face. He said to him, "Honorable Lord Black Bolt, that I am a good person." Black Bolt. Nice guy? Do good people introduce themselves as good people? Fang Bing looked at the appearance of Black Bat King. I knew he didn't believe it. So he went on to say a set of rhetoric he had compiled in advance. Actually, I am a chef. My biggest dream in this life is to let everyone in the universe taste the food I cook, so. Black Bolt King sneered. Oh, so you came to Atalan, in order to realize your dream. Do you want everyone in Atalan to taste the delicacies you cook? Fang Bing nodded again and again. Ah. Yes, yes, yes. Black Bolt. Could this guy not see the sneer on his face? How can you still agree with your own words with a serious face? It's just too shameless. Then, in order for this shameless self-proclaimed chef to get out of here, Black Bolt decided to dismiss his idea completely. In fact, I respect your dreams, but we people in Atalan don't like the food on the earth, and it is absolutely impossible to eat the food you cook, so please leave quickly, otherwise, I will not be polite. Fang Bing sighed. Good guy. This Black Bolt King made it clear that he didn't believe in himself. This nonsense comes out of nowhere. What Atalan doesn't like earth food? Pure fart. If only Fang Bing hadn't watched the trash TV show Inhumans in his previous life. It is really possible to believe the words of Black Bolt King. But Fang Bing has seen it. The food of the Inhumans. Because it moved to the moon very early, material is not too rich. So dietary development. Far worse than the earth. Made out of food. Compared with the food taste of the earth, I don't know how much worse it is. So later when the Atalan capital of the Inhumans was destroyed, forced to helplessly, the family came to the earth to live. When they saw the food of the earth, that's a nice guy. One by one is simply devouring, it's like not eating for 800 years. So, Fang Bing listened to Black Bolt King's words at this moment. I knew he was definitely talking nonsense. Maybe the average person in Atalan has never been to Earth in their lifetime. I have never eaten the food of the Earth. Don't know the taste of Earth food. But Black Bolt King is a powerful sub-Heavenly Father powerhouse. I don't know how many years I lived. There is also a big dog who can cross the space at will. I don't know how many times I have been to the Earth. This guy must have eaten food from the Earth. Certainly the food Earth in Tran is incomparable. So he says it now. Just talking nonsense. But although Fang Bing knew he was talking nonsense, it's not easy to expose him now, can only find another way. He stretched out his hand. From the portable space, a pre-made gourmet gift package was recruited. This was made in advance by Fang Bing in order to cast the summoning spell. Now it's just in time. I'm really a chef. This is the food I cook. Can I give you some to try? If you like it, please give me a hand and let me enter Atalan to realize my dream. Finished. Fang Bing threw the gourmet gift bag at Black Bolt. As a result, Black Bolt became angry. He felt that Fang Bing was too ignorant. He rejected him politely. In the end, he was still messing around like this. Then don't blame yourself for being rude, so. Black Bolt didn't pick up the gourmet gift package thrown by Fang Bing at all. Instead, he spoke again. Instantly launched another attack towards Fang Bing. And Fang Bing has been paying attention to the actions of Black Bat King. Never let up from start to finish, so when the Black Bolt King turned his face again. When war is not declared, Fang Bing also reacted instantly. He launched the super speed. When the sound wave of Black Bolt King just came out, it has already avoided his attack range, came directly behind Black Bolt King. And this time, Fang Bing didn't hold back anymore. Just now, when attacking Black Bolt, although Fang Bing fully played out his super transformation into a 3-meter titan, 1,000 tons of power, kicked Black Bat King twice. But Fang Bing didn't show his speed at all just now. Otherwise, relying on his superb speed, approaching the Black Bolt Queen. How could it be possible to just kick him? And now, when Fang Bing no longer retains speed, Black Bolt is miserable. He found himself opening his mouth moments after attacking. Was attacked again. He thought for a moment that he was going to be kicked away again. But after waiting for a moment, he found that he hadn't been kicked away. But this time he was kicked but did not fly out. It's not because Fang Bing's strength has weakened, but because Black Bolt King's arm was directly locked by Fang Bing. Then, the Black Bolt King was kicked by Fang Bing kick after kick on the spot. Kunshan Wu Ying's heel Fang Bing's extremely fast flying kick is simply incomparable. And start with the second foot. The Black Bolt King had already been kicked to the knees by Fang Bing. He began to vomit blood continuously with Fang Bing kicking and kicking. Fang Bing kicked him about 10 times. Only then did Black Bolt King's body react. He tried to resist Fang Bing's power, want to break free from Fang Bing's control. But he found that his strength was slightly inferior to Fang Bing's. Physical strength alone cannot break free, so he turned his head instantly. It was about to open its mouth and launch another sonic attack against Fang Bing behind him. But how could Fang Bing give him this chance? What's more, at Fang Bing's speed, the moment Black Bolt King opened his mouth, Fang Bing can avoid his attack range. Now this guy wants to turn his head away. Such a large range of motion. Fang Bing had been given enough time to react. Because Fang Bing raised a hand, he was about to turn Black Bolt King's head back. Let him stop and stop. But at this moment, Fang Bing found that his arm could not fall down. There is an invisible force, controlled his arm. He stopped himself from smacking Black Bat King's big mouth. Not only that, Fang Bing also found that the leg that he was kicking Black Bolt King was also under control. In such cases, Fang Bing didn't panic, because he soon realized it. This power to control yourself at this moment is psychokinesis. Psychokinesis? Like who doesn't? Fang Bing thought immediately. Also initiates its own psychokinesis. Resist this sudden surge of psychokinesis. Although Fang Bing found out, my own psychokinesis is not as strong as the psychokinesis that just appeared. But after he used his own psychokinesis resistance, it also managed to get out of control. Subsequently, snapped. Fang Bing's slap successfully landed on Black Bolt King's face. Just turned Black Bolt King over. The mouth that hadn't had time to make a sonic attack. He turned back again. King. 2 elderly strangers suddenly appeared not far away. Watching Black Bolt get slapped, his complexion changed drastically. Surprised and angry. That is your own king. Supreme and powerful, honorable Black Bolt. How can you be slapped in the face by someone else? Damn. Damn it. This human who insulted the king must die today. Then, these 2 strangers standing in the distance immediately began to attack Fang Bing. They are all elders of the inhuman race. Just released the elders of psychokinesis. He is the 3rd elder of the inhuman race. And another one beside him. It is the 5 elders of the Presbyterian Church. At the moment, the 3 elders began to release the psychokinesis he had practiced for hundreds of years with all his strength. He controls a pair of metal cones and shoots towards Fang Bing at high speed. And the 5th elder, then he roared angrily. Stretched his fist towards the sky. Moment. The sky flashed with lightning. A thunderbolt appeared. Then the thunder fell on the 5th elder. His whole body was instantly covered by thunder. Became like Thor incarnate, and in the hands of the 5 elders. Then a spear condensed by thunder was condensed. He held the thunder spear, roaring and throwing it towards Fang Bing. And Fang Bing. At the moment, there was no time to pay attention to the attacks of the 3rd and 5th elders of the inhuman race. Because since he just slapped Black Bat King, he found out, Black Bolt has gone wrong. He seems to be on fire, trembling at the moment. It seems to be condensing some big moves, and Fang Bing. It also clearly sensed a huge danger from Black Bolt King. So, he didn't care about the 2 attacks coming from behind him. Also no longer controls Black Bolt. Instead, he chose to fly away from the original place at extreme speed. And the direction he chose, it is above Atalan. The reason why I want to come near the city of Atalan. It's because Fang Bing knows, Black Bolt King's attacks are range attacks. So, if he really hid some big moves and didn't release them, then hide yourself near Atalan. Black Bolt is sure to be wary. Really. When Fang Bing flew away from the original place. Although Black Bolt King is still full of anger. But no further action was taken. Fang Bing looked at Black Bolt King and the 2 alien elders who were looking at him angrily from a distance. A little meanly smiled and said, "Hey, don't be angry, you did it first, didn't I have to slap you?" Black Bolt heard this. More angry. I almost couldn't control my temper. At the same time, he regretted it in his heart. When the war just started, the guy in front of him should have been introduced into space from the very beginning. Far from Atalan and far from the moon, in this case. Now I won't be so depressed. Obviously has super strength. But I dare not use it at all. Otherwise, if you are not careful, your lair will be destroyed by yourself. Yes. That's right. Black Bolt King has indeed not used his full strength. The reason why he can sit on the position of the king of the inhuman race. It's not just about blood, it is because of his strength. He played against Fang Bing. From the beginning to the end, he was actually holding back his strength. That's why. Not because he couldn't bear to beat Fang Bing to death. It's because he's too powerful, although his physical defense speed is not as good as Fang Bing. But his full roar is enough to smash the planet. Therefore, he didn't dare to use his full strength on the moon. Otherwise, if he is not careful, the moon will be shattered by him. And his thousands of people in the city of Atalan. It will also die out with the collapse of the moon. And when he fully released his own strength, it also completely eliminates the limitation that sound waves can only be emitted from the mouth. The reason why his sound waves just came out of his mouth. It's just that the strength of the spiritual power he just used is not high. Yes. The sound wave of Black Bolt. It's not a sound wave coming through the throat. The essence is just an onomatopoeic wave formed by a spiritual ability. That's why he can use the sonic power in the sound-isolated space. So, when he released with all his might, it is completely possible to release psionic sound waves in all directions through the body, thus destroying everything within a certain range. Or even the entire planet. Black Bolt stood up from the ground. He spat out the blood froth that was kicked out by Fang Bing's serial whying feet. He took 2 elders with him. Fly towards Fang Bing. Wait until Fang Bing is not far away. He stood still. He said bitterly, "Boy, if I didn't care about my clansmen, just because of the slap you just slapped me, you would be dead." Fang Bing heard his words. The premonition of danger just now was confirmed in my heart. Really? This guy really hasn't used his full strength yet. And analyze the current situation. The reason why he suppressed his strength. Most of the success is because this is his lair. And his true strength broke out. Definitely a very wide range. That's why he didn't dare to attack himself now. That's why he was slapped by himself. He didn't dare to retaliate with all his strength. But even now, knowing the real strength that Black Bolt King may exist, Fang Bing didn't care too much either. After all, he has the upper hand now. Although Black Bolt may have a powerful ultimate move, but he dare not use it. That means he didn't. As long as I don't push him into a corner, it's perfectly fine. And Black Bolt King, except for that unknown big move, other abilities, it has been completely crushed by itself. Whether it is speed, physical defense, all are inferior to myself. So, as long as he and I are still on the moon, he can only be hanged and beaten by himself, and the 2 inhuman elders who just appeared. Fang Bing had long guessed that these 2 people were the elders of the Inhuman Presbyterian Church. After all, these 2 strangers are so old, and it's so strong. I am afraid that only the elders of the alien race in Atalan can do this. But Fang Bing didn't care too much, because of the ability of the 2 of them just now. He has seen it, although these 2 elders are very strong. One's psychokinesis is completely beyond Ebony Maw. Even surpassed himself. The power of thunder of another person is also very strong. That hand of thunder condensed the jet black lightning spear. Watching Fang Bing is also amazing, but they are not actually a threat in Fang Bing's eyes. After all, among the 120 Inhumans, there is only Black Bolt King, capable of possessing many super abilities, and other strangers. There is only one super ability. So, these 2 inhuman elders should be in addition to the original psychokinesis and thunder force. There is absolutely no other special ability. This means, whether it is speed or physique, and responsiveness, they are all far worse than Fang Bing. Therefore, no matter how strong their original super ability is, it can't keep up with Fang Bing's speed at all. Not to mention Fang Bing can't pose any threat at all. So, Fang Bing immediately made a decision in his heart. Since the other party doesn't take soft things, then feed them something hard. Wait for them to be conquered first. Lita's talk about how I entered Atalan to realize my dream of being a chef. I believe it should be simpler. So, Fang Bing ignored Black Bolt King's words. Instead, he said directly, "I'm a stubborn person. To put it simply, I will not give up until I reach my goal. Since I have discussed with you and you are not willing to let me enter Atalan, then I can only take you as a pass." Big words. Is it up to you? Fang Bing just finished speaking. Someone angrily interrupted him. Said so. Not the Black Bolt King and the 3 elders and 5 elders in front of Fang Bing. It was the 3 people who had just walked out of Atalan's energy shield. These 3 people are also like the 2 elders before. Looks very aged, and wearing gorgeous and majestic clothing. Fang Bing saw their appearance. Then I know these 3 people. It is estimated that they are the remaining elders of the Atalan Presbyterian Church. Because according to Fang Bing's memory, There are 5 people in the Presbyterian Church of Atalan. Right now. After the 3 elders left Atalan. Soon a circle of encirclement was formed with the 3 of Black Bat King. Surround Fang Bing in the center. Fang Bing looked at the 6 people around him. Sighed. All right, it seems that everyone is here. Atalan's highest combat power should already be in front of him. So, there was only one thing he had to do now. F*KM. So, Fang Bing didn't argue with a few people anymore. Instead, take the initiative to attack immediately. And he was the first target to attack. It is the 3rd elder among the 5 elders. The reason why I chose to solve him first, it is because Fang Bing already knows. This guy's super ability is psychokinesis, without addressing his words first. Then he showed his flaws a little. It is possible that he will use psychokinesis to delay action. Although, Fang Bing can also use psychokinesis to counteract the psychokinesis control of the 3 elders. But this level of combat, even if he was only slightly affected by the psychokinesis of the 3rd elder, huge amounts of flaws will be exposed in the eyes of several other people. Then it will be dangerous, so after Fang Bing determined the attack target. In an instant, he kicked his legs hard on the ground. He showed his extreme speed, when no one reacted at all. He flew towards the 3rd elder. In an instant, he had arrived behind the 3rd elder. Then, Fang Bing controlled the strength. He slapped the 3rd elder directly on the back of the head. Pumped it out. The reason is to control strength. It is also because the physical fitness of these alien elders is too average. Fang Bing slapped down. If you don't put in a little effort, I'm afraid it will directly blow his head off. After solving the 3 elders in an instant, Black Bolt King and other elders have also reacted. Realized that Fang Bing had already started the attack. So, they immediately began to attack by all means. Black Bolt King became very restrained at this time. At this moment, not only did he not dare to use the sound wave of the star killing level, even those with the power of the Big Ivan level just now dare not use them again. Because once he uses it, Fang Bing doesn't have to die. But the 5 elders of their own family around them. I'm afraid it's all over, so he had no choice but to launch a sonic attack on Fang Bing. Trying to bypass the 3rd elder who was lying unconscious on the ground. Kill Fang Bing directly, and several other elders. The 5th elder still used the power of thunder to summon the thunder spear. Throw it out to try to attack Fang Bing, and the other 3 elders who just appeared. They also show their talents. The 4th elder waved his hand and sprinkled countless small balls containing seeds. Covers the surrounding space, these little balls. It exploded instantly before hitting the ground. The seeds in it began to grow wildly. It has become a variety of grotesque mutant alien plants. After a while, the nearby space has all become a field of mutated plants. Those mutated alien plants are extraordinary in combat power. One by one is vicious. It's not easy to mess with at first glance. The performance of the 4 elders, Fang Bing recognized it immediately. His abilities. It should be the same as what I once extracted from an Atalan woman. It's all plants. But it is clear that the plant domain released by the elder of the alien race in front of him is even stronger. Not only can the field of plants be formed in a vacuum by special means, and the plant seeds that he has, it can be seen at a glance that it has been carefully collected and cultivated. Therefore, Fang Bing doubted. This 4th elder is likely to be related to the woman who extracted the plant field by herself before. Otherwise, no matter how many aliens there are in Atalan, it's also unlikely to find 2 identical abilities. However, the alien's ability has a chance to be passed down through blood. And the 2nd elder standing aside, faced the sudden attack of Fang Bing. Also responded, he put his hands on his head. Instantly activated his powerful psychic abilities. Directly locked and attacked Fang Bing with a strong spiritual shockwave. And among the 3 new elders, what surprised Fang Bing the most? Also count the oldest elder, because his ability is actually the same as that of the 5th elder. Thunder too. It's just the power of thunder from the Great Elder. Obviously much stronger than the 5th elder. It can even be said to be much stronger than Fang Bing's current one. I saw the Great Elder staring angrily. Instantly the world changed color. The thundercloud formed by the 5 elders in the air instantly went berserk. Become several times stronger. Next moment, the Great Elder pointed at Fang Bing. A thunderbolt like terrifying black thunder struck towards Fang Bing at extreme speed. So, Fang Bing, who just stunned the 3rd elder, at the moment is immediately in danger, if he literally got hit with all of these attacks. I'm afraid no matter how strong his physique is, can't do anything good. so he didn't intend to fight hard at all. After finishing the slap of the third elder, immediately, he showed his extreme speed again. Left the original position. Not only did he avoid the thunder of the Great Elder and the single sound wave of the Black Bat King in an instant, it also bypassed all the mutant alien plants of the four elders. Attacked towards the second elder, and the only attack he couldn't dodge. It is also the spirit of the second elder shockwave. After all, the presence of other people's attacks. All of them need to hit someone first to be effective. Only the second elder's mental attack. It locked Fang Bing's mind directly. It is simply impossible to dodge with speed, therefore. Fang Bing had just arrived behind the second elder with extreme speed. It has suffered the second elder's spirit shockwave. He felt a sudden pain in the head. It was as if a grenade had exploded in his mind. Extremely uncomfortable, therefore. Fang Bing was about to slap the second elder as usual. The action was interrupted immediately, stopped behind the second elder. But, luckily, Fang Bing had also extracted psychic powers from Professor X before. And he has been practicing meditation to exercise his spiritual power. Therefore, although the second elder's mental attack is very powerful, but at this moment, Fang Bing's mental attack on the second elder, it's not completely irresistible. He fought back the pain in his head. Instantly launched his own mental power. Temporarily blocked the second elder's spiritual attack. Thereafter, take advantage of this momentary opportunity. Instantly stretched out his hand. He also slapped the second elder on the back of the head. He also passed out. After solving the second elder, Fang Bing was afraid for a while. Good guy. If he knew in advance that the second elder's ability was mental power, and also so powerful words, then the first person he attacked would definitely not be the third elder who controlled psychokinesis. And definitely get rid of the second elder first. Because mental power can be counted, it is the nemesis of Fang Bing with extreme speed. Although the great elder's thunder power, a look of power, is very powerful. It is estimated that it is even more advanced than Fang Bing's thunder fury level. If it hits Fang Bing, he probably couldn't bear it either. But this premise is to be able to hit, and obviously, the black thunder of the great elder just now. Although the speed is also very fast, but wait for him to release against the Fang Bing position. In fact, Fang Bing had already left the place. Therefore, no matter how powerful it is, it's useless if you can't hit someone, and Fang Bing, after successfully solving the second elder who has a powerful mental attack ability, also heaved a sigh of relief, because he knows the remaining four people in front of them, it is basically no threat to him. Black Bolt. Although the strength is strong, he dare not make a full shot. The Great Elder and the Fifth Elder, they all have powerful thunder powers. But you can't hit yourself. Although the alien mutant plants of the four elders are also very strong. But there is also no threat to himself who has extreme speed. Therefore, Fang Bing has already booked victory. But he still didn't take it lightly, but after knocking out the second elder, immediately left the place, play the top speed again. Heading towards the Great Elder. Moments later, it successfully solved the Big Elder. Subsequently, the Fourth Elder and Fifth Elder also followed in the footsteps of other elders. Was Fang Bing knocked unconscious in place? In the end, only Black Bolt was left, but Fang Bing didn't attack Black Bolt again. Because he knows, Black Bolt is different from the five elders. He has a strong physique, with their current strength. Obviously, there is no way to solve Black Bolt King in an instant. Therefore, Fang Bing thought he couldn't push Black Bolt too hard. Otherwise, in case the Black Bolt King is in a hurry, this guy really used all his strength regardless. Fang Bing was really not sure if he could handle it. And even if he resisted then, but the Earth is not far away. Angered Black Bolt. This guy went to Earth to have a voice. That's unless Ancient One makes a move, otherwise, no one really can stop him. But after Fang Bing knocked out the five elders, it didn't stop either. Instead, he played extremely fast again. Run around in a circle. He piled all the five unconscious elders together and picked them up. That's right. Fang Bing's plan was to take the five elders as hostages. Let Black Bat King throw a mouse, and use this to negotiate terms with Black Bolt King. But the Fang Bing plan obviously worked, because Black Bolt King just Fang Bing solved the five elders. It was futile to send out sound waves to attack Fang Bing several times. But when he found that he couldn't hit Fang Bing at all, and his five elders, after being knocked out and controlled by Fang Bing in a moment, also stopped, can only stand in place, watching Fang Bing carrying a human flesh shield composed of 5 elders superimposed. There was an aggrieved expression on his face. Fang Bing is carrying a shield of human flesh. He leisurely walked in front of Black Bat King. Stop hitting. Come hit me. Hey, how about I stand here and let you hit me? Fang Bing teased Black Bolt. Black Bat King had a dark face. Not a word. Too lazy to talk nonsense with Fang Bing. He has already thought about it. If this guy really wants to do something that threatens the survival of Adelan's aliens, then he would risk the moon being shattered. I have to fight this guy to the end. But it's okay. Fang Bing made fun of Black Bat King. After venting, it didn't bother him anymore. Instead, he put on a serious expression. Start negotiating terms with Black Bolt. Look, things are like this now. No matter how strong you are, you obviously can't do anything about me, and your precious elders have also fallen into my hands now. Why don't you just think about what I just said? Proposal to fulfill my lifelong wish. Black Bolt still remembers what Fang Bing just said about his so-called wish. Although, he felt that this fellow in front of him wanted to enter Adelan. It is definitely impossible to satisfy him as a chef. The desire to let everyone in the universe eat the delicacies he made. But, face the current situation, Black Bolt has no other options. He could only agree to Fang Bing's condition with a frustrated face. Allow Fang Bing to enter Adelan, and I am willing to organize all the aliens in Adelan to taste Fang Bing's food. Only. Black Bolt King also put forward his own requirements very strongly. First of all, everything Fang Bing cooks, before giving it to Adelan aliens, all must be tested first. Confirm that it is non-toxic and harmless, to be eaten by his people. At this point, Fang Bing agreed directly. After all, he didn't intend to poison the food. He has always wanted to enter Adelan to feed the aliens. It's just to extract the super abilities of aliens through the system food. So, this request of Black Bolt King has no effect on him. Definitely. Black Bolt has other conditions. Miscellaneous. What's included after Fang Bing enters? He can't just break free. Why can't use force to actively harm his people and so on? These Fang Bing also have no opinion. All agreed. But Fang Bing rejected only one condition of Black Bolt. That is, he wants to Fang Bing after entering Adelan. Release the 5 elders immediately. Fang Bing heard this condition. Immediately and firmly refused. Joke, he will agree to this condition. Wouldn't that be stupid? For waiting into Adelan. If you let go of the 5 elders yourself, in case these people turn their faces again, do something in advance to limit your own speed. Wouldn't he be in danger? So, Fang Bing will never agree to this condition. Instead, he forcefully forced Black Bolt King. Let him change this condition. It became waiting for Fang Bing to realize his dream in Adelan. Release 5 more elders on departure, on both sides of the negotiation. Now the weak one is actually Black Bolt, so Fang Bing agreed to other conditions, when firmly rejecting this article. Black Bolt weighed it up. I can only compromise. After the conditions are negotiated, Fang Bing opened a portal directly. Throw 5 elders in. On the other side of the portal is the Ulu metal prison built by Fang Bing on the Hive planet. There is more than half a universe away from the moon. So Fang Bing is not afraid of any tricks played by Black Bolt King secretly. Rescue these people in advance. And, because Fang Bing already knew the abilities of these 5 elders very well. So he knows, even if the 5 elders woke up halfway with their super ability, there is also no way of escaping the underwater prison made of Ulu metal several meters thick. Because, although the thunder power of the first elder and the 5th elder is strong, but it has little effect on Ulu metal. Metal conducts electricity. Their thunderous force struck the Uru metal. The vast majority will be directed into the sea. Can't do much actual damage at all, and the spiritual power of the 2nd elder. Psychokinesis of the 3 elders. The plant control of the 4 elders. It is also completely impossible to cause too much damage to Ulu metal. Especially Fang Bing before throwing them into the portal. They also deliberately searched for their belongings. The alien mutant plant seeds carried by the 4 elders. They were all taken away. In this case, it can be said that it is completely foolproof. That's the portal. Where did you get them? Black Bolt saw that Fang Bing had thrown the 5 elders into a flashing orange portal. Immediately, I couldn't hold back the fire again. Because he actually had other thoughts in his heart. Thinking of entering Adelan. If he can think of a way to secretly rescue the 5 elders. Maybe there is a turning point in. But now the 5 elders were directly sent to nowhere by the guy in front of him through the portal. This directly broke the small thought in his heart. That's why he became a little annoyed. Fang Bing heard what Black Bolt said. Not angry either. He just smiled and shook his head and said, I have sent them to a safe place. Wait until I realize my dream in Adelan. I will release him in 10 minutes. Let's go. Black Bolt King finished asking excitedly. He immediately realized that he had asked nonsense. The other 5 elders threatened themselves. Then it is obviously impossible to tell yourself where they are. So, he listened to Fang Bing's answer. I didn't bother anymore. Take the lead and fly ahead. Come to Adelan's energy shield. A wave opened a door. Go in first, and when he walked in, the portal didn't disappear either. Instead, it remains open. This is obviously the entrance that Black Bolt left for Fang Bing. Fang Bing, since Black Bat King just opened the shield. Just watching his movements carefully. I want to try to find out the secret of his opening Adelan's energy shield. This time it really made him discover the clue. Because he sees it. The moment Black Bat King opened the energy shield. A ring on his finger, it lit up for a moment. So, that should be the proof of passage owned by Black Bolt. Only, this discovery is for Fang Bing now. The effect is still not great, because he actually found out. After I knocked out the second elder who is proficient in mental power. Then you can sense Gorgon and others inside Adelan. And you can open the portal directly beside them. Into Adelan. This made Fang Bing realize. Before, I couldn't open the portal to enter Adelan. The reason lies in the second elder. Maybe it's the second elder's spiritual power that surpasses ability. Have some special effects. Blocked his teleportation spell. And now the second elder was knocked unconscious by himself and sent to the Hive planet. Then his spiritual means will no longer work. I can actually enter and exit Adelan freely now. There is no need for Black Bolt to open the door. But, although Fang Bing has long been aware of this, but he still chose to negotiate terms with Black Bolt just now. Do it in an above-board manner. Let Black Bolt take himself into Adelan. Because after all, even if he sneaked into Adelan secretly, want to secretly feed so many aliens inside Adelan, it is definitely not an easy task. But, now with the help of the Adelan King of Black Bolt, I can feed and extract the super abilities of the aliens in Adelan City more efficiently. So after Fang Bing saw the portal appear, it just flew up. Come to the portal of the energy shield, drilled in. Flickering with energy rays. After Fang Bing found himself stepping through the portal. It has already appeared in a hall with many guards. And Black Bolt is with the guard captain Gorgon. Stand in front of the guard. Waiting for my own appearance. After Black Bolt saw Fang Bing coming in, he spoke expressionlessly. Aren't you going to realize your dream of being a chef? Then come with me now, and I will take you to the kitchen here first. You make your delicious food as soon as possible. After inspection, I will kill and organize people to taste it. The surrounding guards heard Black Bolt's words. Although because of military regulations, did not dare to exclaim out loud. But they all had surprised expressions on their faces. And guard Captain Gorgon, because they are members of the royal family. Both have a blood relationship with Black Bolt. Higher status, he couldn't help but speak immediately. What? Your Majesty, how can we let him in? What kind of food do we want him to feed our people? Gorgon knew Fang Bing. He just saw Fang Bing come in. I recognized it. Fang Bing was the guy who came to Adelan repeatedly to do things. And because he had just been warned, always on standby here in the entrance lobby. Did not see the fighting outside, so don't know exactly what's going on out there. It was only at this moment that I was so surprised. Fang Bing listened to his words, just ignored him. Just glanced at Black Bolt King. Really? Black Bolt didn't wait for Gorgon to continue. Then he waved his hand. Make Gorgon shut up. And Fang Bing waited for Gorgon to shut up and back down aggrieved. Then he smiled slowly and said, you don't need to go to the kitchen, just take me to a wider square. My way of making food is a bit special, you'll know it when you see it. Black Bolt was slightly surprised, but didn't say anything. Instead, he nodded directly, then fly up. Led Fang Bing to a huge amounts of building. The building. It is the palace of the city of Adelan. And in front of the palace, it is a piece of huge amounts of square. It can fully meet the requirements of Fang Bing. Fang Bing followed Black Bat King to the square. It landed directly in the center of the square. He looked at the environment on the square. I think it still needs to be remodeled. To meet your needs. So, he then put his hand on the ground of the square. Initiated a material conversion. Moments later. The square floor is paved with marble, began to change. Rows of stainless steel tables are hundreds of meters long. appeared out of nowhere from the ground. Few minutes. Make a big square. There are hundreds of long tables. But the ground of the square is still 117. This is because Fang Bing when initiating a material transformation. In fact, more than just doing one thing. Instead, two pieces were made. He first converted the marble floor into a stainless steel table. Then put the soil under the ground again. Converts to the exact same marble floor as before. So, it was as if a table had appeared out of thin air. Actually, at this moment, this square is 2 or 3 meters underground. There are already more holes. This is Fang Bing. And the king of Atalan, Black Bolt. Then he watched Fang Bing's action from the sidelines. Although just when fighting Fang Bing, Black Bolt was not intimidated by Fang Bing. Just a bit of a headache for Fang Bing's speed. But at the moment, see the ability of Fang Bing's creation of the void. He was completely shocked, his eyes widened. He wanted to ask Fang Bing how he did it, but because just now the two of them were fighting to kill each other. So at this moment, Black Bolt King was too embarrassed to ask. I could only keep my doubts in my stomach. Quietly continue to look at Fang Bing. Get ready to see what amazing moves he has next. In fact, it is not to blame that Black Bolt King is ignorant. After all, Fang Bing is doing material conversion. Although it was only drawn from source of the eternal race. But this ability was originally given to her by the celestial race. It belongs to the power of the celestial race. The power of the rule has been involved, therefore. Black Bolt had never seen this kind of ability before. There is nothing to be surprised about, and Fang Bing, after manufacturing these hundreds of rows of stainless steel tables and chairs. Then I thought about it. Recruited the gourmet generator. Hands hold the tray. Start making food in batches using your mind. Big bowl of dried fruit. Big pot of cold vegetables. Big pot of meat. Barrel of wine. Food made by Fang Bing at this moment. Whatever it is, all have one characteristic in common. That's the portion size. This is to save trouble. After all, Fang Bing's goal for today, but to feed all the people of Atalan. So, the amount of food required is enormous. Therefore, he just chose to make these large portions of food. Otherwise, how about making those delicate little plates by the serving? No matter how fast he is, I'm afraid it will waste a lot of time. Fang Bing creates a food out of thin air every time through the gourmet maker. Just use psychokinesis to control it off the tray. Suspended in the air. After a while, Fang Bing the space around the body. Hundreds of servings have been spread. Fill up the space around him. Cannot accommodate more. Therefore, Fang Bing paused for a moment. Waved. Use psychokinesis. Control these already made foods. Flew to those still empty stainless steel dining tables. For a while, the sky is full of pots and buckets flying around. Very impressive. After the first batch of food is placed, Fang Bing wasted no time either. Instead, production continued immediately. The reason he didn't use psychokinesis to remove one for everyone he made. It's because he needs to focus on making food with the food maker. Can't control psychokinesis to do two complicated things at the same time. So he simply came in batches, but this speed is also very fast. After an hour, hundreds of tables in the square. Already 1/3 is full of system delicacies. And what is the effect of gathering so many system delicacies together? That has only one effect, fragrant to burst. The fragrance of countless delicacies come together at this moment. There are no obstacles at all in the square, so the strange and alluring aroma of delicious food at the moment. It has already drifted far, far away. It wasn't just the aliens in the palace who smelled it. Even the alien residential area far away from the palace also smell this fragrance. People began to walk towards here involuntarily. Definitely. The people in the palace wanted to come out. Getting to this square is easy, but the aliens outside the palace. Although some are already heading here, but dare not enter the square. Because Atalan was still a feudal dynasty, the square of the palace. That's not something ordinary aliens can enter at will. Therefore, they had not yet reached the vicinity of the square. He was stopped by the palace guards outside the square. And at this time, Fang Bing also stopped temporarily. He turned his head and looked aside, already sniffling. The Black Bolt King who almost drools. He smiled lightly and said, "Hey, wipe the saliva from the corners of your mouth first. My food has already been partially made. You can now order people from outside to come in to eat." Black Bolt King was still intoxicated by the smell of the food in the square and couldn't extricate himself. But when he suddenly heard Fang Bing's words, still woke up immediately. After waking up, He first wiped the saliva slightly dripping from the corner of his mouth. Then he looked at Fang Bing with a look of surprise. I couldn't help but ask again. How did you make these foods? What is that tray? How could you make such delicious food out of thin air? Wouldn't that be some kind of artifact? Fang Bing. Sorry, this is a secret, Black Bolt King. Subsequently, although Black Bolt King's saliva flowed out, but he still didn't forget his duty as the king of the inhuman race. He said to Fang Bing, okay, but although the food you made is delicious, I still need to find someone to test whether there is any problem with the food before allowing my people to eat it. Fang Bing nodded upon hearing this. This is what Black Bolt said. It is a condition that has been negotiated in advance. Although he was a little impatient, but it is not enough to wait for this little time. Then, Black Bolt gave the next order. Several scholars in academic uniforms walked out around them. At first glance, it is Adelan's expert who specializes in technology. They carried the newly prepared laboratory instruments and some live small animals in their hands. Even the guards came up with a few thin bodies and ragged clothes. Alien prisoners in chains. Random sampling and testing of food began. And while they were testing, Fang Bing was not idle either. He started working again. Go ahead and use the gourmet generator to create the remaining 2/3 of the gourmet frenzy. After an hour, Fang Bing once again produced enough food to fill 1/3 of the tables in the square. And the expert team sent by Black Bolt King also completed a series of quizzes for them. Not only the ingredients of these foods made by Fang Bing were tested by scientific means. Is it harmful to organisms? Moreover, live drug testing was carried out using alien prisoners who had committed serious crimes. And all the quiz results all show Fang Bing created these foods out of thin air. Completely non-toxic and harmless. Not only. These inhuman experts also told Black Bolt, found through their inspection. These foods are not only non-toxic and harmless. And it also has a slight enhancement effect on the body of the creature. Although the enhancement of this physique is very weak. But they go through sophisticated scientific methods. Still tested correctly. Black Bolt finished listening to the reports of his subordinates. His face was very calm, but I don't understand it very much. Because he has always been completely disbelieving Fang Bing's nonsense about entering Adelan to realize his dream. I always thought Fang Bing wanted to enter Adelan. Definitely something else. And what he was plotting. 80% of what he said. It has something to do with inviting all the aliens in Adelan to taste the food. Therefore, he is so important. Be sure to arrange for someone to inspect the food produced by Fang Bing. But the result of the test now surprised him. Are these foods really harmless? And even some enhancements to the body? Nonsense. Could it be this guy in front of him? Really just to fulfill his dream of being a chef? Just keep trying to enter Adelan again and again? Impossible. Absolutely impossible. Black Bat King secretly shook his head in his heart. Still don't believe this is possible, but the food inspection results are in front of you. He couldn't help but not believe it, so he can only tell himself. Maybe Fang Bing's attempt is not on these foods. But in other follow-up means. But now that the inspection is over. Found no problem. Things behind that, so he couldn't help but not do it. Therefore, Black Bolt gave instructions to the guard captain Gorgon who had come to him. Order him to convey his king's order, today. Permitted to all the people of Adelan. Come to the palace square for a delicious meal. Gorgon who has already flown all over the place. After accepting the order of Black Bolt King. Reluctantly, he took 1 step and 3 turns and left the square full of delicious food. Back to the palace. Begin communicating Black Bolt's orders through the city's radio announcement system. Aliens of Adelan. After hearing the order from Black Bolt King. Shocked. Can't help but be ecstatic, because at this moment, Fang Bing is continuously producing systematic delicacies. 2 hours have passed. The food on the palace square has a strange taste. It has already spread all over the city of Adelan. These strangers in the city. Basically, everyone has already smelled this strong and attractive fragrance. Also known on the palace square, it is full of food at the moment. Originally, they thought that those delicacies must have nothing to do with them. After all, Adelan's class is still very strict. Although Adelan has 80,000 aliens, but really possessed supernatural powers, it's only 40,000. Although the other 40,000 are also strangers. Basically failed to awakening abilities, because in human awakening chance, not 100%, they are 40,000 different people. They are basically the descendants of Adelan aliens. In the awakening ceremony, didn't get any ability. Therefore, They were divided in the lower city, doing the hardest and most tiring work in Atalan. Run for Atalan. Contribute your energy. And those 40,000 awakening aliens with supernatural powers. In fact, it is also divided into 3 different classes. Most honorable. Naturally, it is the aliens and elders of the royal blood of the Black Bat King's lineage. Needless to say, the Presbyterian Church. At this moment, the 5 elders have been packed by Fang Bing. Throw it to the Hive Star, and those royal bloodlines are different. There is Gorgon the Bullhoof with the Earthquake ability. Medusa with Snake Hair. There are crystals proficient in the power of the 4 elements and so on. These are the Inhumans who stand at the pinnacle of power in Atalan. There are not many of them. There are only 100 people in total. These royal bloodlines and elders. Absolute power over Atalan. Basically the people below. You must obey them. And below them, it is those aliens who awakened a powerful ability. The ability of these aliens, or have a good fighting power. Either have good functionality, for example. The pair of alien brothers who acted as human flesh cameras. Belong to this class, and this level of aliens. In Atalan. In fact, there are only about 10,000 people. Aliens of the second class. It also has a greater right to speak in Atalan. They are basically managers, or some kind of palace guard, or some professional scientist and so on, and the aliens of the third level. It is the largest proportion of aliens with supernatural powers. It was close to 30,000 people, aliens at this level. Although also awakening abilities, but basically awakening is some waste ability. For example, spread your wings flight, except flight. This kind of ability is not only able to fly. Nothing works. No combat ability, there is no other special use. Therefore, it can only be regarded as the third class. And these third-tier aliens whose abilities are basically useless. There is no right to speak in Atalan, although they have a higher status than those of the 4th tier who do not have the awakening ability. But their usual work is similar to that of the aliens of the 4th level. It's all basic hard work, but, because awakening is the ability after all. Therefore, their treatment will be much higher than those of the aliens without supernatural powers. Enough to meet their ordinary material needs. All in all, Atalan is such a small monarchy based on super ability strength or weakness. Hierarchy is very strict. It must be considered a feudal dynasty. Black Bolt. It's the king of them all, have supreme authority. Therefore, at this moment, he is a stranger in the whole Atalan. After receiving the notice that they can go to the palace square to taste the food, they exploded instantly. Enough to resound the cheers and shouts throughout Atalan. Especially those low-level Atalans, they are the aliens of the 4th class. The usual work is hard and tiring. Also eat food like nutrient paste. Just make sure you don't starve to death. I have never tasted any delicious food in this life. At this moment, the order of the palace was heard. Said they could take a day off from work today. Queue up to the palace square to enjoy the food. And who wouldn't be happy? Then, aliens of Atalan. It doesn't matter if you live in uptown or downtown. All of them started rushing towards the palace square. Although the avenue in front of the palace square is very wide. But after a while, it has become crowded. Definitely. Gorgon as the captain of the guard. Most of Atalan's guards have also been summoned to gather in front of the palace. Start maintaining order. Let tens of thousands of aliens obey the order and line up to enter the square to eat food. And in front of the dining table inside the square, he also arranged for guards to distribute food. The aliens are not allowed to stay and eat in the palace square. At this point, it also means Fang Bing. After all, although the palace square is open. But at most a few thousand people can be seated at a time. If tens of thousands of strangers are really allowed to sit down and eat and drink. I don't know how much time is wasted, therefore. When he just launched the material conversion. Just didn't make chairs at all. Soon. The aliens in the upper city who are closest to the palace square. Arrived at the entrance of the palace square first. Under the command of the guard. Start to enter the square in an orderly manner to receive system food. And Fang Bing. After taking a look at the situation at the scene. Find out that everything is going according to your plan. Then he was relieved. Start to continue holding the gourmet maker. Batch manufacture the remaining third of the food. Because the city of Atalan is not that big. About 1/10 of the New York City file size. Before. When he just entered Atalan. He has already obtained the approximate number of aliens in Atalan through his super hearing detection. So the amount of food he makes now, it is also made based on the number of people known in advance. Wait until he finishes making the remaining third of the food. It can basically meet the food needs of all Atalans. Therefore, Fang Bing started to get busy again. And at this moment, a big dog suddenly appeared in the square. Beside the big dog was a young girl stroking its head. One person and one dog appeared on the edge of the square. He secretly glanced at Black Bolt King, who was standing next to Fang Bing. Then he sniffled. He sneaked up to a table that was already full of food. He ignored the palace guards next to him. He picked up the food on the table and started eating. And the guards of the palace next to him saw that this person was unruly. Not only did not stop, instead, he bowed respectfully to them. Ding. Ding. Fang Bing, who just started making food again. Just got busy. Then I heard 2 system prompts coming from my mind. He was overjoyed. I thought it was the alien who came to the square and had already started to eat it. But he looked up, but found those strangers who came in from outside. At this moment, I have just received the food. Is walking outside. Didn't have time to eat at all. So, who is it? Then, Fang Bing turned his head. Then he saw the dining table on the edge of the square behind him. A man and a dog who were devouring. Fang Bing saw it for the first time. He immediately recognized who these 2 guys were. That dog. Fang Bing has seen it before. There is a tuning fork-like antenna on its head. Up to 2 meters. The body also grew more than 2 meters. Looks very solid. That's right, the dog. It is the professional courier of the inhuman royal family. Locktooth dog. Fang Bing remembers its super ability is extraordinary. It can move instantly, and it can take people and things together to move instantly. The distance is still very far. It can directly teleport from the moon to the earth across 300,000 kilometers. Fang Bing is still very greedy for its ability. After all, the portal is so convenient. In fact, there is no instant convenience. Because the portal still needs to cast spells. You also need to draw circles by hand, and the instant is that it can be released instantly with the mind. Both in combat and in many special situations. Both are more convenient than the portal, but Fang Bing also knows this Locktooth dog. It's not actually a dog. His body is actually a giant bulldog alien with unknown history. Because of exposure to Terrigen mists as a child. And a mutation occurred. Became what it is now. So, this Locktooth is not a dog. It's an alien from the alien race. Current form. Just a side effect of his awakening ability. Just like after Gorgon's awakening ability, it looks like a cow's hooves have grown. Think here. Fang Bing couldn't help breaking a cold sweat for himself. I'm glad I was so lucky back then. The side effects of awakening healing powers did not alter one's own body. Otherwise, his originally alien abilities are not under the control of the system. Then the body deforms. I really don't know how to remove it. And the young girl next to Locktooth, very beautiful. Beautifully dressed. A head of golden red hair. The figure is very pleasant. This girl Fang Bing had never seen before. But the reason why he can recognize the identity of this girl. Or because he had watched that trash TV series about Inhumans in his previous life. Princess Crystal for the Inhuman royal family. Very impressed. As for why deep, that's needless to say. Definitely she is the most beautiful in the whole show. Just that trash show. If it wasn't for looking at the little beauty of Crystal. Fang Bing didn't bother to read on, and now. The girl who appeared next to Locktooth. It is exactly the same as the royal Princess Crystal that Fang Bing saw in TV dramas in his previous life. In addition, Fang Bing saw that the palace guards didn't dare to control her at all. It was confirmed immediately. This girl is none other than Princess Crystal of the Inhuman royal family. She is also the younger sister of Black Bolt Queen Medusa. Awakening's ability is also very good. Elemental manipulation. 4 elements can be manipulated simultaneously. Control water, earth, fire and air respectively. The key is, she and Fang Bing and Sky. They can all be regarded as the chosen ones among the aliens. The side effects of awakening abilities are very minimal. It basically does not affect normal life. After seeing this person in a dog, Fang Bing temporarily stopped producing food power. Because now there is enough food for tens of thousands of people in the square. These foods. Fang Bing estimated that they could not finish the distribution within a few hours. Because at the moment there is plenty of time. So he was going to take a look first. Can I extract useful abilities from the famous characters of these 2 Inhumans? Open syslog. Look at the ability list of the 2. Crystal, Element Control IV4. As an alien royal family, she has a powerful ability, and she is born with the ability to control elements. The elements currently controlled are water, fire, and earth. Single-player game skills V8. Because the life in Adelan is too boring, so she honed her excellent game skills with a game console from 10 years ago. Jumping rubber band IV9. During a certain trip to the Earth secretly, she learned this special sport from her childhood friends, and after several years of training, she has become very proficient at it. Fighting the landlord JV8. She is talented and intelligent. After being exposed to this kind of entertainment, she quickly learned quite superb skills. Super Physique V3. She is of the blood of the inhuman royal family, and has a physical fitness 3 times higher than that of ordinary humans. The first thing Fang Bing looked at was the ability list of the crystal. After reading, he secretly sighed, good guy. This girl. In addition to element control, there are quite a few other abilities, but most of them turn out to be abilities for eating, drinking and having fun. What playing game jump rubber band? Fang Bing was stunned. Can't help feeling. What a blessing to be an inhuman princess. Don't do anything every day, trying to figure out how to play. And the super ability element of the crystal is in control. It also gave Fang Bing a little surprise, because when he saw the introduction of element control, I realized the super ability of the crystal. It should not only be able to control the 4 elements of wind, fire, water and earth. Think so the main reason is that the system rated the crystal's super ability as level 4. And she happens to be in control of the 4 elements now. This means, if this element controls the upgrade, then she is likely to control one more element again. Definitely. This is just Fang Bing's guess for the time being. What is the real situation? He hasn't verified it yet. And now, if Fang Bing wants to verify this guess, definitely got this ability by myself, so. Draw. Congratulations on obtaining element control IV4. Very good. Very nice. Good start. As the first drawing of ability in the alien city Atalan, Fang Bing was lucky enough to win the lottery. Successfully obtained the crystal's element control super ability. Then, because it is on the palace square where everyone is watching. Even if Fang Bing is a little itchy, it is inconvenient to test the control of this element on the spot. So he put it aside for the time being. Instead, I looked at the ability list of the Locktooth Dog. Locktooth Dog. Space Transfer IV6. As the royal family of the inhuman race, he has a powerful ability to easily perceive the distance in space and the relative position of the location, so that he can instantly reach the area he can detect. Sharp Claw LV5. Because of the mutation of Terrigen, its body has undergone a mutation, and its claws have become extremely sharp, and can even directly pierce reinforced concrete. Master Sense of Smell LV3. Because of Terrigen mutation, its body has mutated, and it has a powerful sense of smell far surpassing that of ordinary dogs. Single-player game skills. V1. Although he also loves to play games, his game skills are very bad because his paws are not suitable for playing games at all. Daodiju JV10. His level of Daodiju is superb, definitely not because of how good his brain is, but because his space transfer ability has given him a means of cheating without anyone noticing. Read the list of abilities for Locktooth. Although he didn't quite understand what happened to Locktooth Dog's space transfer. But he still chose to draw directly. Congratulations on obtaining space transfer IV6. Double kill. Double happiness. Fang Bing saw that the system prompted him to draw the key ability 0 again. Can't help laughing. I feel that my luck today is really good. Hope to keep it going. After drawing the Lock Dog's ability, I didn't care about the 1 person and 1 dog who were still eating and drinking at the edge of the square behind. It also didn't open and test the space transfer ability, even though his mind has already started to ding 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 non-stop. But Fang Bing did not continue to check the system records or extract the ability. Instead, keep pulling out the food maker. Start making leftovers. Because Fang Bing knows, now is not the time. There are tens of thousands of strangers outside. Extract one by one. Get what time to go. What a waste of time. Just wait for yourself to get all their ability lists. Then extract in batches. In this case, it saves a lot of trouble. That's all. Fang Bing started to get busy again. Countless delicacies constantly appeared out of thin air from the tray in his hand. Then accumulate to a certain amount. Then flew to the empty tables. And when Fang Bing was busy making the remaining food, the square is already full of people. The aliens lined up and constantly poured into the palace square. Under the guidance of Atalan's guards, received system food. Then take another exit at Palace Square. Everything is in order. And those strangers who received the food, although smell the fragrance, saliva flowed out, but they were in front of so many palace guards. Did not dare to stop eating, but after walking out of the square quickly, only then began to gobble them up one by one. It's not just ordinary strangers outside the palace who come to the square. At this moment, even the royal family members in the palace, they couldn't help but leave the palace one by one. Came to the square. Only, they just showed up in droves. When wanting to reach for food, he was immediately spotted by Black Bat King. Then they were banned from eating these foods by Black Bolt. Drive them back to the palace. And for the Crystal and Locktooth dogs who have eaten a lot of good food. Black Bolt just glanced at them. I don't care about them anymore. The other side. Although Fang Bing has been using the gourmet maker to make food non-stop. But still noticed it, but he didn't care either. Because he knew why Black Bolt did it. It's nothing more than worrying about the food I made. I am afraid that something will happen to my royal family members after eating it. So let those alien commoners eat first. There is no problem with alien civilians. Then Black Bolt King can rest assured, so Fang Bing let him go. Anyway, according to his agreement with Black Bolt, no one in Adelan can escape, and the fifth great elder is still in his hands. Not afraid that Black Bolt King will not give in the end. After half an hour, Fang Bing has done his job making good food. Finally, a delicacy that can be used by the entire Adelan aliens has been created. And the avenues in the palace square and outside the square. It has long been a sea of people. Now, Fang Bing stands in the palace square, listening to the ding 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 in my head. I feel very happy, although the food has been made. But he is too lazy to compete with Black Bolt King for the time being. Simply stand still and open the system log. Start looking at the system records that you have been refreshing all the time. This look. Fang Bing was even happier, because he flipped it casually. It was found that he had extracted more than 40,000 ability lists. And these ability lists, most of them have special abilities. This is not surprising. After all, the upper city is closer to the palace of Adelan. So first came to the palace square to get the food. They are basically aliens who have awakened a special ability in the upper city. Fang Bing flipped through it for dozens of minutes. Only then did he close the system records, looking to the side still standing. Always pay attention to the movement of Black Bolt King inside and outside the square. Subsequently, Fang Bing walked towards him. He smiled lightly and said, "Don't look at it, it's really not poisonous." Hearing this, Black Bat King frowned and said nothing. But in the heart. In fact, I already believed Fang Bing's words a little bit. Because now is the time before the first batch of aliens eat Fang Bing delicacies. Nearly 4 hours have passed. Although Black Bolt King didn't leave the square for 4 hours. Been here to keep an eye on Fang Bing, but he didn't do nothing. During this time, he had already told his subordinates using telepathy. Let them find the aliens who first ate Fang Bing's delicacies. Use Adelan's many technologies beyond Earth's. Their bodies were checked continuously, but hours passed. There is only one message from his subordinates to wear Black Bolt King back. That is, people are fine. Everything is normal. So, in the face of scientific test results, Black Bolt King is only slightly relieved now. But he still couldn't figure out why Fang Bing had to come to Adelan to feed his people. After all, what a chef dreams of that set. I really don't even believe in ghosts. After a few hours, it was dusk in Adelan's intelligently simulated sky. And the strangers queuing up to receive food in the palace square. Only the last small batch is left. Fang Bing yawned watching this scene. Know that your Adelan feeding journey is 90% perfect. And within his system, the ability list of nearly 80,000 people has also been extracted. This can be said since he got the system. This is the first time that so many ability lists have been extracted. And the list of 80,000 abilities, there are almost half. All have special abilities. As for why it is not 100% complete, it's still 10% short. The main thing missing is the royal family of Adelan. There is also Black Bolt King and the 5 elders. So, Fang Bing saw that things in the square were coming to an end. And the Black Bolt King still hasn't let his royal family members eat it. I knew that I needed to play again to put pressure on myself. He came before Black Bolt King. He said, "It's been 9 hours. Is there any problem with my food? You should know it well. Hurry up and let your royal family members come out. When they finish eating, the matter between us will be over." Hearing the words, Black Bat King turned his head and glanced at Fang Bing. He sighed helplessly in his heart. He knew he had no choice now. I can't hold on any longer. Then, next, Black Bolt King can only order. Let the aliens from the royal family who were driven back to the palace by him just now come to the square again. Start eating the delicacies on the square. And waited until the last batch of aliens from the lower city had received their food. The palace guards who were originally maintaining order in the palace square. He also started eating at the request of Fang Bing. Half hours later, Fang Bing had the final say. All aliens throughout Adelan, except Black Bolt King and the 5 elders. They should have been fed successfully by themselves. Even if there are individual fish that slip through the net and are not eaten. In fact, it doesn't affect anything. Fang Bing didn't care about the 1 or 2. So, to the simulated skies of Adelan, when it was getting dark. Fang Bing found Black Bolt King again. He took an apple from the table next to him and handed it to Black Bolt. You are the only one missing, and I will pay you 5 elders after eating. When Fang Bing said this, I feel a bit like the strange uncle who tricked my sister-in-law into eating lollipops. But, in order to become stronger, he still handed the apple to Black Bat King's face. Black Bolt is no longer inked, but he didn't pick up the apple in Fang Bing's hand either. Instead, he stepped forward, randomly found a chicken leg from the dining table. After 3 or 2 bites, I finished eating. Fang Bing saw how cooperative he was. A ding was also heard in the system. Then he knew that Black Bolt King didn't play tricks with him. So, now that Black Bolt King accepted the feeding honestly, Fang Bing is ready to fulfill his promise next. He stretched out his hand and opened a portal leading to the Ulu Metal Prison on the Hive Star. Then walked in. Black Bolt saw Fang Bing walk into the portal. Just wanted to follow in. The portal on the square of Adelan's palace disappeared. Black Bolt suddenly became worried. Fang Bing, what if this is gone forever? Then his 5 elders, isn't it gone too? Fine. A few minutes later, another orange portal appeared on the palace square. Fang Bing walked out of the portal carrying 5 Adelan elders, throwing the 5 still unconscious elders in front of Black Bolt King. Subsequently, he also used his own healing ability. The 5 elders were treated for the injuries he had hit before. Wake them up. Then he didn't wait for Black Bolt King and the 5 alien elders who were already alive and kicking. Turn on yourself again. Just drop a sentence and an emergency communicator. It immediately dissipated in place. Use this communicator to contact me once, as a reward for disturbing you this time. I can help you solve a crisis in the future. Yes. Fang Bing just left Adelan after opening the door and returned to the Hive planet. Sent again to Adelan to send back the 5 elders. It's just a spell duplication. After all, he had just been inside the metal prison of Uru. The reason why it took several minutes to send back the 5 elders. It was because he spent most of his time feeding these elders. And used telepathy ability, probe their memory. After. Fang Bing let the spell duplication open the portal and send the 5 elders back to Adelan. And the reason why he didn't go to Adelan himself. In addition to worrying that Black Bolt King got the 5th elder and turned against him again. And that's it. Adelan actually has no effect on Fang Bing now. After all, there are strangers there, he has almost all been fed. As for Fang Bing, he still has a bottom line. I'm not going to use Little Rascal's super ability anymore. Devoured all the aliens in Adelan to death, therefore. There is absolutely no need for him to go to Adelan himself. But Fang Bing did not end up because of this incident. Say more to Black Bolt. But, since he forcibly obtained benefits from Adelan. As a person who must repay revenge and repay kindness. Fang Bing still left that sentence and an emergency communicator for Black Bolt. If Adelan or Black Bolt encounter any difficulties in the future, he is also indeed ready to be in the ability range. Do Adelan a favor. To end today's karma. As for now. Naturally, Fang Bing was preparing to quickly list the abilities he had just obtained from the aliens of Adelan. All extracted. List of 80,000 inhuman abilities. Even if Fang Bing learned from the memories of the 5 elders. Of the 80,000 people, only 40,000 have awakened super abilities. That's also 40,000 super ability users. This harvest completely surpassed any previous Fang Bing, to know. Fang Bing found out after counting his ability list. He went from getting the system to now, it has only obtained more than 80 special super abilities. And many of them are still unusable. The waste ability that was directly banned by him. And now. These 40,000 awakening aliens with super abilities. Why do you have to double your ability list several times? But. Fang Bing also has a little concern now. That is. After a while, you will draw thousands of special abilities in a mess. How much can you enhance your hard power? Don't draw a bunch of abilities by then. But it's funny that there are not many that can be used. So. With this concern. Fang Bing made a decisive decision. That is. Draw Black Bolt and the 5 elders first. If it can be on Black Bolt King and the 5 elders. Draw a powerful ability. Even if the super abilities of the remaining 80,000 ordinary aliens are left. Not much use. Then this trip to Adelan. Ita is a huge gain and definitely worth it, so. Fang Bing turned on the system directly. Find out the ability list of Black Bolt and the 5 Elders. Looked up. Black Bat King, Cosmic Psionic Wave IV-10. As the king of the inhuman race, he possesses terrifying psionic ability. He can even send out psionic waves to directly destroy small planets. Master Physique V3. He has a powerful spiritual ability, which has been strengthening his body for a long time, making his physical fitness very strong. Master Reaction LV3. He has a powerful spiritual ability, which has strengthened his reflexes for a long time, making his reflexes very fast. Master Level Vision LV3. He has a powerful spiritual ability, which has strengthened his vision for a long time, making his vision very powerful. Master Hearing V5. He has a powerful spiritual ability, which has strengthened his hearing for a long time, making his hearing very powerful. Although it has just been from the memory of the 5 Elders of Attilan, I learned that Black Bolt is indeed another powerhouse of level sub-godfather. A full blow can destroy a small planet like the moon, even if it is a planet with the file size of the Earth. A few more attacks are also destroyed, but when I saw the introduction of Black Bat King ability given by the system, Fang Bing really believed this cosmic psionic wave ability of Black Bolt. It's too perverted. Not only is the level already full, and Black Bolt King's other abilities, it is basically all because of this cosmic psionic energy wave. It has been remodeled over time, whether it is physical fitness, reaction, vision and other aspects. It is also weaker than Fang Bing under normal conditions. Definitely. Compared with Fang Bing's super transformation 5 times enhanced 3-meter small titan state. Still a lot worse. That's why he was unable to fully release the cosmic psionic energy wave. Was Fang Bing completely abused? After watching the ability of Black Bolt King, Fang Bing chose to extract without any hesitation. Congratulations on obtaining Cosmic Psionic Wave IV-10. Newbie. Sent. Fang Bing sees the extraction results. Immediately, I knew that I had developed. It actually directly extracted the core ability of Black Bolt King. 10th level Cosmic Psionic Energy Wave. So, according to the system's introduction to this ability, Fang Bing should now also be able to use this ability. Directly exert the power of destroying stars. This means, if Fang Bing has enabled this ability now, then his strength will step into the real level sub-godfather without compromise. But Fang Bing sits cross-legged on the floor of the empty Ulu metal prison. At this moment, he is not in a hurry to activate this newly acquired star-destroying level ability. There was no rush to test it either. Instead, continue to look at the abilities of the other 5 inhuman elders. After a while, he has already looked at all 5 people's abilities. Because the battle has been passed ahead of time, and the 5 elders' own memories learned of their abilities. So Fang Bing was not surprised at the moment. The main abilities of the 5 elders, respectively. The Great Elder has Thunder Fury LV8. It is exactly the same as the AA Thunder Fury owned by Fang Bing now. But the ability level is 1 level higher than Fang Bing. And the younger brother of the Great Elder, the 5th Elder, possess Thunder Fury V7. His ability is exactly the same as Fang Bing's Thunder Fury ability. Even the grades are the same, and the 2nd Elder. The super ability he possesses is Mind Control V9. So his mental power is stronger than Professor X and Fang Bing. And there are many ways to apply it. It is even possible to build a mental shield for Attilan, to prevent foreign people with special abilities from sneaking through the energy shield to invade. The ability possessed by the 3 elders is Psychokinesis. And the name of his Psychokinesis super ability is God Psychokinesis. The grade is 5. Obviously, God Psychokinesis is the next advanced level of Psychokinesis. And the 5th order God Psychokinesis. Compare that to Fang Bing's level 9 Psychokinesis from Ebony Maw. I don't know how much stronger it is. The last remaining 4 elders. Sure enough, he did. It is the father of the alien girl who acquired the plant field before Fang Bing. And his super ability. Nature is also related to plants. Plant Control LV10, the ability function introduced by the system. It is similar to Fang Bing's plant field, but ability strength and range. But it is much, much stronger than the plant field that Fang Bing obtained before. As for how strong it is, Fang Bing is not clear just by looking at the system introduction. After all, he hasn't drawn his ability yet, so. After Fang Bing roughly read the abilities of the 5 elders, Batch Extraction is also selected again. Congratulations on getting Thunder Fury V8. Congratulations on getting Gong Fu T Skills V10. Congratulations on getting Go Skills V10. Congratulations on getting Plant Control V10. Congratulations on getting Thunder Fury V7, 5 consecutive draws. After pumping, Fang Bing called shit, because the effect of the 5 consecutive draws this time is very outstanding. There are only 5 elders, he actually extracted the core abilities of 3 people. The key is, he actually directly drew 2 Thunder Wraths. This is the ability he needs most now, as expected. When Fang Bing ended the batch extraction, the system prompts sounded one after another. Congratulations on your Thunder Fury Integrate upgrade to IV8. Congratulations on your Thunder Fury Integrate upgrade to IV9. Because the Fury of Thunder of the 5th Elder is the same as Fang Bing's current level 7. So when the system integrates, first integrate these 2. Directly upgrade Fang Bing's Thunder Fury to level 8. Then this 8th level Thunder Fury. Once again, it became the 9th level Thunder Fury Integrate upgrade with the drawn Grand Elder's 8th level Thunder Fury. Upgraded 2 levels in a row, before Fang Bing level 7 Thunder Fury. The power of the Black Thunder emitted is already very huge. It has reached the terrifying power of destroying the city. And now, after going up 2 levels in a row, Fang Bing has been unable to guess its power. Just don't know. How is the current power of this ability compared to Black Bolt King's Cosmic Psionic Energy Wave? Is it possible to reach the extermination level? And the plant control of the 4 elders extracted by Fang Bing? Obviously it is an advanced version of the plant field obtained by Fang Bing before. And it has reached level 10, so it didn't integrate with the original 9-level plant field. This makes Fang Bing, who suffers from obsessive-compulsive disorder, a little regretful. But there was nothing he could do. You can only choose to use the 10th level of plant control in the future. Put aside the original 9-level plant field. And these 5 alien elders and Black Bolt King. Although only as a stranger, but the reason why super ability is so powerful. Fang Bing also found the reason in the memory of several elders and the super ability of the 4 elders. Turn out to be these 5 elders of the inhuman race. They have lived for hundreds of years, and Black Bolt. It has also lived for hundreds of years. That's why his cosmic psionic waves can last for hundreds of years, strengthening his body's various qualities to the current strength. But why can Black Bolt King and Elder live for so long? You know, they are just ordinary Inhumans. The Inhumans are just the product of biological experiments done by the Kree who came to Earth thousands of years ago. No longevity genes at all. Their lifespan should have been the same as that of humans on Earth. After 100 years, he should be gray-haired. Fleeting. The answer to this question. Fang Bing got the answer in the memory of several elders. The reason is, the royal family of Adelan has a flower of life that can prolong life. This flower of life. Only one flower can bloom every 1,000 years. Even after ordinary people take the flowers, it can also increase the lifespan of 300 years. And this flower of life. Originally, it could only be a certain lucky alien king from Adelan. Live 300 years longer, but, from millennia ago, Adelan suddenly gave birth to an awakening ability alien controlled by plants. This stranger, it is the ancestor of the 4 elders. Because of the control of plants, possesses the special ability to manipulate plants to give birth to plants. So the alien royal family naturally thought of the usefulness of this ability for the flower of life. After testing, sure enough, it was discovered that plants control this super ability. Can give birth to the flower of life. Let it open every time. Shortened to 10 years. This discovery was remarkable. 10 years of flower. One flower can live 300 years longer. What does that mean? It means eternal life. Unfortunately, what happened later proved that the royal family of Adelan thought too much. Although the flower of life can prolong life for 300 years. But it can only affect the same creature once. Taking it multiple times has no effect at all. But, even so, the one with plant control. The alien who can give birth to the flower of life. He also became the elder of the inhuman race. And passed down from generation to generation. And the inhuman royal family. It also did not open the flower of life to ordinary aliens. Instead, keep it a secret. Use alone as a life extension for elders and eligible inhuman royals. So, today's 5 elders of the inhuman race. To live for hundreds of years. That's why their super abilities are so powerful. After all, only one super ability has been practiced for hundreds of years. Even a pig. I can also practice tricks, and Black Bolt. In fact, they are no younger than these alien elders. And the reason why he can only look like a middle-aged man. Or because of the particularity of his originally ability. Cosmic psionic waves have been around for a long time. Now that he has been given comprehensive strengthening of his body. Definitely also prolongs his lifespan, in this situation. coupled with the effect of the flower of life. As a result, he has lived for hundreds of years and still looks like a middle-aged man. No wonder. And Fang Bing also from the memory of several elders. Got some other interesting news about the flower of life. For example, since Adelan was able to give birth to the flower of life. Although they tried their best to cover up this secret. But it was hundreds of years ago, still found by Odin. Odin actually came to Adelan once. Find the year and king at that time and get a flower of life through a transaction. Thus prolonging the lifespan by 300 years. So, Fang Bing, who learned about this period of Adelan's history, also confirmed it. This guy Odin really is numbered, otherwise. As in Asgard with a minimum lifespan of 5,000 years. It is not necessary to go to Adelan on purpose. Look for this flower of life that can only prolong life for 300 years. This discovery made Fang Bing plan to go to Asgard later. I feel more at ease. As for the flower of life, Fang Bing is not rare at all. 300 years of life extension? That's a fart. Not to mention the current Fang Bing. Holding the dragon bone secret medicine in hand. It can bring people back to life infinitely. Let's just say his originally lifespan. I don't know how many years it has been. An Asgardian royal physique originally obtained from Thor. It can provide Fang Bing with a lifespan of at least 5 or 6,000 years. And he later obtained the demigod body of Star-Lord. Needless to say, nature also has the function of prolonging life. After all, that guy egg, but lived for millions of years. Not to mention as Fang Bing's own physical fitness continues to increase. His lifespan. Naturally, it has been continuously enhanced. Because now Fang Bing doesn't need to worry about life expectancy at all. He only needs to increase his own strength with peace of mind. After drawing the abilities of the 5 elders, Fang Bing did not take out other members of the royal family of Adelan to extract abilities separately. Because the royal family of Adelan except for one Black Bat King. Others really may not be so strong. For example, the younger brother of Black Bolt and his queen Medusa. In fact, it is weaker. Therefore, Fang Bing simply turned the royal family of the Adelan royal family into strangers. With nearly 80,000 other ordinary aliens, put them together and extract them in batches. Congratulations, you have obtained Jumping Rubber Band IV2. Congratulations on obtaining the Plasma Welding Technology IV7. Congratulations, you have won Flight of 8. Congratulations, you have won Adelan's 8th grade Mathematics, V9. Congratulations on getting Snakehair LV10. Ding 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 ding. System prompts kept ringing in Fang Bing's ears. The system records are constantly refreshing information about successful extraction. And Fang Bing was also staring at the system records intently. I want to see if I can stand out among these 80,000 strangers. Then extract some abilities that are particularly useful to you. But, after only watching for 10 minutes, Fang Bing gave up the idea of AA staring at it all the time. Become salty fish up, because of these extracted abilities. For the current Fang Bing, it's really a bit disrespectful. Most of the abilities extracted are common abilities. In a small number of special abilities, most of them are trash abilities. What turns into murlocs can live underwater on the seabed, but can never go ashore again. What grew a pair of white shiny wings? It can flap its wings and fly into the sky like a sparrow. These things, it is really useless to the current Fang Bing. Definitely. During these 10 minutes, Fang Bing also found that he had drawn a few useful abilities. Like psychokinesis. Control the water, control the fire. There are many such super abilities, unfortunately. The grades are generally lower. It can't be compared with Fang Bing's existing high-level ability integrate upgrade of flame control. So even if you get it, you can only put it aside. Wait behind if you are lucky. Draw more similar low-level abilities. Maybe you can integrate upgrade. But this is considered an integrate upgrade. The improvement for Fang Bing is not too big. That's why Fang Bing didn't bother to keep watching. He was going to wait for the system to draw all the abilities of these 80,000 aliens in batches. Check it out again. But Fang Bing's idea was quickly shattered. Because he found the system beep in his head. After a sudden sound of a prompt sound, 9 stopped completely. Fang Bing didn't think it was because the system had exhausted the list of 80,000 abilities. You know, he watched it for 10 minutes just now. The system has just extracted thousands of ability lists. Draw all the 80,000 ability lists, every hour. It can't be done for sure. Therefore, after Fang Bing found that the system notification sound stopped, the system log was reopened immediately. Start looking at why. Result. He discovered that the system really had something wrong. A line of bold red prompts that he had never seen before appeared on the system interface. Congratulations, you have accumulated 1000 special abilities. The system will be upgraded soon. After the upgrade is completed, new functions will be opened to serve you. What the hell? This broken system can still be upgraded. Fang Bing was shocked. And, under the upgrade prompt in bold red line of the system, there is also a line of upgrade progress that is continuously refreshed. System upgrade progress 0.001%. System upgrade progress 0.002%. System upgrade progress 0.003%. Good guy. System maintenance. Fang Bing saw the continuous improvement of the progress bar on the system interface. My heart skipped a beat. One thing immediately came to mind. That is, during system maintenance, the abilities he extracted through the system. Can it still be used? If not available, that's really cheating. So, Fang Bing stood up in the Ulu metal prison with a sudden movement. Start to test your abilities one by one. Portal, Thunder Fury and more. After a while, only then did Fang Bing relax his mind again. Because he found himself completely unaffected. Those abilities acquired through the system still exists in his body. He can still use these abilities at will, it's just that the system interface is no longer usable. That is, he is before the system upgrade is completed. It is no longer possible to arbitrarily disable and enable the previously obtained abilities through the system. And because of safety factors, when Fang Bing just drew the inhuman ability, directly choose to directly disable each extracted ability, so as not to draw some uncontrollable abilities with side effects. Raise security issues. So, Fang Bing found himself now. Before the system upgrade is complete, it is impossible to test Black Bolt King's cosmic psychic sound waves and the large number of alien abilities that have just been drawn. And the completion time of this system upgrade. According to Fang Bing's observation, at the current pace, it will take about a day for the upgrade to complete. The time is not too long. Fang Bing is totally acceptable. And Fang Bing didn't disable all the extracted abilities just now. Thunder Fury from the Grand Elder and 5th Elder integrate upgrade. Because he originally knew this ability, so he didn't disable it. The same way, the 10th level plant control newly obtained from the 4 Elders. An upgraded version of the ability for this plant domain. Fang Bing is not disabled either. Therefore, Fang Bing quickly decided what he has to do in this day. That is, let's first test the Thunder Fury that I have finally reached the 9th level. And the newly obtained full level plant control. As for the system after upgrade, what will be more functions? Fang Bing is completely unpredictable now, can only wait for the system upgrade to end. But Fang Bing felt that if he could choose, he definitely wants the system to add a function that decomposes waste ability. Because he has too many trash abilities now, countless. Definitely, after decomposing the ability, can give yourself some other enhancements, it's even better. Subsequently, holding the good expectation of the new function after the system upgrade, Fang Bing opened a portal and left the metal prison of Ulu under the sea. Came to the surface of the Hive Star. Now he is going to test the full level plant field he just obtained on the Honeycomb Star. See if you can transform the Hive Star, transformed into a green planet full of vitality. Because after all, the Hive Star is completely Fang Bing's own property. No matter how to modify, not too much, but when Fang Bing just came to the ground, the interstellar communicator on his body just received a message. The news came from Corvus Glaive and Proxima Midnight, which are far outside the solar system. Notify Fang Bing. They are already outside the solar system. Follow the navigation again. Found the Death Star suitable for Fang Bing to use the devouring seed to devour and assimilate into the planet's incarnation. Fang Bing got news of the two, after hanging up the communication. I stood there thinking for a while. I feel that although I already have the Black Bat King's cosmic psionic sound wave, reached level sub-godfather other destructive power. But no matter how many methods he has, he will not despise them. So now that this planetary incarnation is at hand, it is still necessary to devour it. Anyway, it doesn't take long to go back and forth. And this trip is just right to go there to test the Thunder Fury of my new upgrade. After all, this Thunder Fury has now been upgraded to level 9. It is no longer suitable for experiments on Hive Planet. Because in case the power of Thunder Fury at level 9 is too powerful, the Hive Star was smashed in one fell swoop. Then Fang Bing lost a living planet. It's a big loss. So, Fang Bing struggled in his heart for a second. I still chose to go outside the solar system first. Accepted planetary incarnation. Tested thunderfury. Then go back to the hive star to plant grass and flowers. Subsequently, Fang Bing stretched out his hand and opened a portal. Walked in. When he walked out of the portal, it has arrived on the space battleship Zhengxing, which is countless light years away. The pilots, Corvus Glaive and Proxima Midnight, saw him coming. Immediately stepped forward respectfully and said hello. Fang Bing waved them away, looking at the universe outside through the porthole of the space battleship. Then flew directly out of the space battleship, flying towards a Earth-red planet not far from the space battleship. The planet, about 1/3 of the Earth's volume. Fang Bing knew it at a glance. That's exactly what Corvus Glaive and Proxima Midnight are looking for this time. Originally, the space battleship was still some distance away from this planet. At the speed before Fang Bing, still need to fly for a while. And now, because his super speed and heartbeat time have been raised to the point where he can travel in the void. As a result, his flight speed skyrocketed, so. Just a moment later, Fang Bing has landed on the surface of the dead star. After coming to the surface of the planet, he did not re-ink. Instead, he directly pressed his hand to the ground with ease. Launched the devouring seed. A few minutes later, Fang Bing has successfully turned this planet into his avatar. The entire Earth-red planet also turned black as a whole. After completing this phagocytosis assimilation, Fang Bing makes the star get the planet avatar. Following in the footsteps of those two, also fly towards the solar system. Then he returned directly to the space battleship. After returning to the space battleship, Fang Bing ignored the two toolmen standing beside him. Instead, directly sat in the driving seat by himself. Launched the space battleship, turned around. Fly forward. And the starry sky not far ahead. There is a planet with the same file size as the moon. This small planet was just noticed by Fang Bing. He flies to this planet at this moment, just to test it out. The power of his current thunder fury. Half an hour later, the spaceship travels at the speed of light. It has reached the vicinity of this planet, which is about the same file size as the moon. So Fang Bing parked the space battleship in space. He left the space battleship again. Fly to this moon file size planet. After a while, Fang Bing has come to the sky above the surface of this planet. He looked at the environment of the planet. It feels similar to the moon. There is no atmosphere. The whole place was barren. The ground is full of craters with different file sizes. After making sure that the test here will not accidentally injure other creatures, Fang Bing just launched his new upgrade Thunder Fury. In an instant, a powerful thunder force surged on Fang Bing. Set off his body as if Thor came into the world. Subsequently, Fang Bing thought, reach out and wave. A black thunderbolt was shot towards the ground with all its strength. The black thunder instantly hit the surface of the planet. Click. The area hit directly by the black thunder. It was directly bombarded and melted into a huge hole that was unfathomable and could not be seen at a glance. It was as if the whole planet had been pierced by Monkey King's golden cudgel. It's not over yet. With the black thunder bombardment into the ground. Boom. Fang Bing clearly noticed it. The entire planet began to shake violently. It was as if the entire planet was undergoing a magnitude 18 earthquake. It shook the planet as if it was about to disintegrate. Dozens of seconds later, the shaking of the planet stopped. But the landscape of the entire planet, it has also been completely changed. The planet seems to be cracked. There are huge and unfathomable cracks all over the surface, leading to the core of the Earth. It was as if the entire planet had been touched a little more. It's about to collapse. Fang Bing stands above the planet. He watched in amazement at the scene he created. I deeply feel that I am simply too hung up, because obviously, the power of his thunder fury. At this moment, the star is almost extinct. Otherwise, it is also impossible to cause so much damage to this originally intact planet. But then Fang Bing didn't stop. Instead, Thunder Fury was launched again. Ready to go ahead and test it out, because of his move just now. What was tested was only the single target attack power of Thunder Fury. So now Fang Bing is ready to try. How bad is his Thunder Fury group attack? So, he waved his hand. He launched a thunderous fury at the planet under his feet with all his strength. This time, it is no longer a black thunder appearing. But in an instant, the world changes color. The power of countless thunderbolts began to spread towards the distance. Center on him, formed a huge amounts of thunder field. After a few seconds, Fang Bing found that the entire planet had been covered by his thunder field. Everywhere is full of lightning and thunder, constantly bombarded towards the ground. And Fang Bing, Then he can completely control any thunder in his thunder field through his mind. Where do you want to attack? Just attack wherever. Want to bombard the entire planet at once? No problem at all. Only. Although the area of this thunder field covers the whole world. But the power is obviously much worse than the single lane black thunder before. Even if Fang Bing controls the thunder field covering the whole world to bombard the surface, it also only blasted out countless huge amounts of deep pits on the surface. But it can no longer go deep below the surface. So much so that it collapsed the entire planet. But this is completely within Fang Bing's expectations. After all, range attacks are not as powerful as single target attacks. It is an eternal truth, but Fang Bing also found. I can completely cover the whole world while releasing the thunder field. Release a single black thunder to attack the target. So, this is not a disadvantage at all. So finally, after testing the group attack effect of his Thunder Fury's Thunder Domain, Fang Bing also confiscated the thunder field. Instead, it released a single black thunder directly at the planet under its feet. Click. Rumble. Click. Rumble. Fang Bing attacks every time he releases black thunder. Then stop for a while, waiting for the attack effect. And until he released the third black thunder. This moon file-size planet finally couldn't bear it anymore. After the rumbling vibration, it fell apart directly in place. The entire planet crumbled into countless fragments and rocks. And Fang Bing, after watching this scene at close range, also in the bottom of my heart, I am aware of the power of Thunder Wrath that I have risen to level 9. With a precise understanding, quasi-level sub-god father. Although it is impossible to destroy a small planet like the moon with one blow. But 3 hits can be successfully crushed, so it can be called the power of destroying stars. Fang Bing believes he is now the power of Thunder Fury. Even compared to Black Bolt King's cosmic psionic sound waves, it shouldn't be too bad either, and, if his ability is upgraded again, it must be able to achieve the power of destroying stars with one blow. The future can be expected, after destroying a planet with his own hands. Fang Bing was in a good mood. He opened a portal, came to the space battleship, and this time, Fang Bing did not drive the battleship to other places. Instead, he stretched out his hand directly. A portal opened right in front of the space battleship. Then he drove the space battleship and flew in. When the space battleship opened the portal, it has come to the space near the Hive Star. Fang Bing did not continue to drive the Zhongxing space battleship into the Hive planet. Because his original intention was not to get the battleship back. Rather, it has another purpose. Get up from the driver's seat. He said to Corvus Glaive and Proxima Midnight standing next to him. Go in and help Ebony Maw and the others dismantle the tracker on the Marauder battleship. This star-seeking mission is temporarily over. Yes. After Fang Bing discovered that his Thunder Fury had almost reached the power of destroying stars. So he decisively gave up his plan to continue searching for planetary incarnations outside the solar system. One is that since he has enough body strength, there is no need for such means, and that's it. He has currently created 3 planetary incarnations near the solar system. It's more than enough for him, so there is no need for remanufacturing for the time being. And let Zhongxing return to the vicinity of Hive Star. It was because Fang Bing was just preparing to return to the Hive planet to test plant control. It suddenly occurred to me that there was an apocalypse on the Hive planet that was not fully controlled by me. That guy has been trying to escape with evil intentions. But Fang Bing has always been, because he signed a contract with him earlier. It is not good to take the initiative to extract the ability. So before Fang Bing planned to find an opportunity to lure him to voluntarily tear up the contract and escape from Hive Planet. But, all the time, because of the shortage of space battleships. This plan has never been put on the agenda, but now is the time. The Zhongxing space battleship is currently completely out of missions. So, Fang Bing transported it directly through the portal to the space outside the Hive Planet. Get ready for a wave of apocalypse, trick him out. It is necessary to do this now, otherwise. Wait until Fang Bing has completely controlled the plants and made a big commotion on the Hive Planet. Then Apocalypse saw Fang Bing's strength. If you are too scared to run away, Ice is going to have a headache, so Fang Bing is ready to start doing this now. After he arranged missions with Corvus Glaive and Proxima Midnight. Then a portal was opened. Send them to the other side of the Hive Planet. Gave Iron Man and Ebony Maw as helpers, and Fang Bing himself. Standing on the star-seeking space battleship. The body shakes. The shape of Exon is used. Creates a spell duplication, and after this spell duplication appeared, it changed again. Turned into a person who looks completely different from Fang Bing. wearing an interstellar spacesuit, stepped forward. Sit in the driver's seat. Start driving the Starseeker spaceship. Fly towards the Hive Star, and Fang Bing. Stealth is turned on. A portal was opened. Came to the sky above the restricted area of a apocalypse on the Hive planet. Stand in the air. Fang Bing began to concentrate on controlling the duplication on Xuan Xing. After a while, duplication is driving the star-seeking space battleship. Flying into the atmosphere of the Hive Star, it fell straight from the sky towards the area where Apocalypse is located. Under the deliberate control of Fang Bing duplication, the spaceship seemed to be out of control. He fell crookedly. It directly hit the strange black substance on the ground. Apocalypse, not far away, definitely saw this scene. Because Fang Bing tested the devouring seed before. As a result, the pyramid's lair he built was swallowed by black strange substances. And the ground in the area where he is, it is also completely covered by a black strange substance. This caused him to stay in midair even to sleep these days. So when a spaceship accidentally landed near him, he saw it right away, although he is very excited. But he didn't immediately fly over and escape with the spaceship. Instead, observe from a distance. Soon, Apocalypse sees it. When the spaceship fell into the surface of the black strange matter, the spaceship was not swallowed. It seemed that the strange black matter on the ground was not interested in the spaceship at all. This Apocalypse is somewhat confusing and incomprehensible. So he was even a little skeptical. Does this spaceship belong to Fang Bing? So it wasn't devoured. But there is no room for Apocalypse to think too much. He saw it again. The spaceship hatch opened quickly. A humanoid in a spacesuit staggered out of the hatch. Then it seems to be careless. He fell headlong into the black strange substance under the spaceship. It was swallowed up without a trace in an instant. And the hatch of the spaceship was always open, as if waiting for him to go. Apocalypse hesitation. He began to struggle incessantly. Run, or not to run? This is for him. It's a very difficult choice. He definitely wanted to escape from this planet in his heart. Escape from Fang Bing's control. But he has a lot of worries at the moment. Because according to the soul contract he signed with Fang Bing, he can't take the initiative to escape from this area and this planet. Otherwise, the soul will be destroyed by the power of the contract. Definitely. Apocalypse has also studied how to create soul duplication during this time. Ways to avoid contract penalties, but this method is because it involves tearing the soul pool. And there's a big risk. So, Apocalypse, if you want to seize this opportunity to escape, he must take the risk of creating soul duplication first, in order to avoid the punishment of violating the contract. But Apocalypse doesn't worry about that. He has lived for thousands of years. To what just happened, there is also a bad feeling in my heart. He always feels. Now this situation, it's like someone is playing tricks on him. So I was a little uneasy, so he was tangled up at this moment. I don't know whether I should separate my soul or not. Then drive the spaceship that fell in front of you to escape from the Hive planet. And just when Apocalypse was struggling, Fang Bing is up in the sky. Stealth and observe Apocalypse's reaction from a distance. Fang Bing definitely knew that his plan just now had loopholes. With an old and treacherous guy like Apocalypse, certainly there will be doubts, but Fang Bing didn't think his plan would fail at all. Because he didn't believe in such an arrogant guy like Apocalypse. I can bear this kind of attraction that escapes my control. Not long after, Apocalypse's actions did not meet Fang Bing's expectations. The guy hesitated after a while. Then it flew directly towards the space battleship on the ground. After approaching the battleship, then he got in through the hatch. Definitely. Apocalypse is now in space battleship. It's not because he has already let go of the Fang Bing contract. Can directly drive the spaceship to run. It's because he now wants to find a safe place to work on his soul duplication. You can only choose to enter the battleship. Otherwise, he can't fly in the air to do such a thing. The black strange substance released by Fang Bing through the devouring seeds all over the surface. That doesn't leave Apocalypse with any other options at all. Subsequently, Apocalypse after entering the space battleship. First, I carefully checked and sized up the space battleship. Make sure the battleship is good. Then he took out some things he had prepared in advance from his body with confidence. Began to get busy with the next ceremony, and Fang Bing. I watched it in the sky for a while. When he found out that Apocalypse would not be finished for a while, he didn't even bother to stare at it. After all, even Apocalypse waited a few hours to remove the soul contract. Fly into space in a space battleship. He couldn't escape Fang Bing's palm at all. Because whether it's the star-seeking spaceship or Apocalypse himself, They are all within the opening range of the Fang Bing portal. Wherever he fled, as long as you are still in this universe, Fang Bing and so on can catch him directly. Therefore, Fang Bing was too lazy to wait any longer to waste time. He remembered that he had other things to do. A portal was opened, then went in. When he walked out of the portal, has come to the other side of the Hive Star, standing on a wasteland. Fang Bing stretched out his hand and summoned a summoning array made of ulu metal from the portable space, thrown on the ground. Then he took out a package of pre-made gourmet gift packages from his portable space. Throw it into the center of the summoning circle. Then he recited the mantra. The summoning circle flashed with light. A sparrow flew out. Fang Bing didn't stop, throwing a gourmet gift bag to the middle of the summoning circle again. Then recite the mantra again. Another ordinary little animal was summoned, bouncing away. Fang Bing only has one last chance to summon today. He threw the third gourmet gift bag on it with no expression on his face. Then continued to chant the mantra. As a result, another small animal appeared from the summoning circle. Only this time it was a little turtle. So after climbing for a long time, I didn't get out of the summoning circle. Fang Bing looked at the little turtle in front of him. Finally sighed. Step forward. Throw it out of the summoning circle. Then put away the uru metal summoning array. Today's 3 summons have been used up. Although nothing useful was summoned, but if you want to call again, we can only wait for the cooldown of the summoning spell to be completed tomorrow. And Fang Bing put away the summoning array disc. Just wanted to leave Hive Planet, but suddenly remembered the hills dwarf Big Stones. Big Rock is now building the infinity armor for Fang Bing on his own plane. But Fang Bing just thought of something 2 days ago. Haven't verified it myself yet. That is his portal. Can it really lead directly to the big stone in other dimensions? After all, the hills dwarf the big rocks in the parallel universe where Fang Bing is now. Should also belong to the same plane, it's just that they are in different dimensions. According to the principle of the portal, it should be achievable. So after Fang Bing remembered this incident, there is simply nothing else important to do now. Just try to see if you can go to the big rock. Then, Fang Bing stood on the spot, thinking about the position of the big rock in his heart. Reach out and swipe. A portal spell was cast. Moments later, an orange portal appeared in front of Fang Bing as expected. Fang Bing saw the portal open, immediately happy. Because in general, if a place cannot be reached through a portal, the portal cannot be opened at all, so now that the portal is open, that explains. I'm probably after crossing this portal. Then you can go directly to the dimension where the hill dwarf boulder is located. Then, Fang Bing has no hesitation, stepped directly into the portal. When he walked out, I found myself in a cave with a rolling heat wave. And the hills dwarf big rocks. He was standing in front of a stove right now, carrying a big hammer. A piece of metal armor was struck with a hammer. The demeanor is serious and serious. He didn't even notice that Fang Bing had come to him through the portal. And Fang Bing saw this scene, knowing that what the big stone is building at this moment should be the infinity armor he wants. So he didn't bother Big Stone, a professional blacksmith. Instead, he waved his hand and closed the portal. Then the invisibility was turned on directly. Walk towards the entrance of the cave. Now that we have come to this dimension, it is natural to look at the world of this dimension. What is it like? I heard what Dashi said before. In his world, there are elves, there are dragons. There are also legendary creatures such as unicorns. Since we are here now, definitely have to see and see. Follow Fang Bing out. After a while, he has left the forging cave of the big stone. Came to the outside world. Fang Bing came out of the cave to see the outside, the first glimpse of the world. I was amazed. What a beautiful world this is. Singing birds and fragrant flowers. The trees are towering. The water was murmuring. Good guy. Fang Bing really didn't expect it. The world of the dimension where the dwarf boulder is located. The natural environment is so good. After he looked at the surrounding environment, found himself in a valley. Around the valley, there are also forging caves all over the place. At the moment, everyone inside is hammering something in the forging of Thunderbolt Langdang. And Fang Bing, after using his perspective and master vision, also saw these being forged creatures, all like big rocks. Belongs to the hill dwarf family. So, this should be the territory of the hill dwarf, right? Fang Bing was then in this valley. Look left and right. After observing for a while, they flew directly into the sky. Left the valley. Fly to the outside world. He wants to look elsewhere, this dimensional world. Are there any creatures worth feeding him? Although Fang Bing is currently upgrading the system, Abilities cannot be drawn through feeding yet. But he can definitely look for the target now. After the system upgrade is completed, come and feed whenever you are free. After a while, Fang Bing had already flown out of the valley. Came to the outside world, he flies and flies. Along the way across the grassland, flew over the mountains. I also saw the sea in the distance. I also saw many creatures that did not exist on the earth. But, however, he has never found any particularly powerful creatures. And those ordinary creatures, no matter how strange, it is also basically to him now, not much use. But, after flying for a while in this dimensional world full of birds and flowers, Fang Bing also gradually let go of the original purpose in his heart. He simply relaxed his heart, started flying around. Look east and west. Take this trip to another dimension directly. Think of it as a pure sightseeing trip. After calming down, Fang Bing felt relaxed. Simply choose to let go of yourself. When he reached the edge of a mountain forest, when I saw a fat hare on the grass, his DNA as a foodie moved immediately. Fang Bing has eaten everything, but this extra-dimensional hare. Haven't really eaten it yet, so, he flew forward with a whoosh. Caught this hare. Start at the edge of the towering woods. Have an impromptu barbecue cookout. He who possesses material transformation. There is no need to worry about the lack of barbecue tableware. What a grill. Iron drill. Fang Bing only took a few seconds. Just made a whole set. After washing the hare in the stream by the woods. Then thread it on the grill. Brush with oil. He began to roast the hare, as Fang Bing keeps flipping. 20 minutes later, the surface of the hare has begun to shed oil. Delicious aroma of rabbit meat also started to come out from elegant. Floating in all directions, and Fang Bing, while roasting hare meat, while admiring the starry sky of different dimensions. Not to mention, this situation is really different. But, then Fang Bing's leisurely mood was destroyed. Because, earthquake. Fang Bing felt the ground beneath his feet start shaking violently, along with the creek next to it. With woods on one side, they all started shaking violently. Fang Bing saw that his grill was about to die. Hastily carried the half-roasted hare, flew into the air. Subsequently, when he just took off, the ground burst. It was like a world turned upside down, and Fang Bing look at the situation below, realized, things don't seem right. He himself can create earthquakes with his super ability. So he knew all about earthquakes, and now this is the case. It doesn't feel like it just happened naturally. So, Fang Bing is carrying hare meat, very simply opened the perspective. Looking below the ground, this look, good guy. Terrible. Fang Bing found out. Under the grass where I just had a barbecue. There is actually a huge amounts of creature. I was just doing barbecue on its back, and this creature. Because it hasn't broken ground yet, Fang Bing couldn't see what it was. So, he just waited for it to appear. After a few seconds, the creature rolled over, stood up. Only then did Fang Bing see clearly. What the hell is it? With 4 thick legs. And a thick long tail. The body is covered with thick scales. Up to 50 meters, it is 70 or 80 meters long from beginning to end. It can be regarded as a real behemoth, Fang Bing estimates. If this thing stands upright, at most, it is a little smaller than Godzilla. Look at this. It is quite similar to the Earth Dragon in Western myths and legends. This must be the dragon, right? Whether it is or not. Anyway, after Fang Bing saw this thing clearly, decided to call it Dailong. After the Earth Dragon appeared, he turned his head and looked at Fang Bing in the sky. Roar. Fang Bing looked at Dailong's huge and ugly head. He looked at the half-roasted hare in his hand again. Suddenly realized, this Earth Dragon sleeping in the ground. 80% of it is because I barbecued on its back. And woke up by myself. Baked rabbit. Definitely can't give it. As a foodie, Fang Bing will never allow any creature to snatch food from him. So, to defend his baked rabbit, also in order to weigh the strength of the legendary creatures of this dimension, Fang Bing directly dropped the half-baked rabbit to the ground, facing the Earth Dragon with a height of more than 10 floors in front of him. He raised his eyebrows and waved, said, "Want to eat? Come." Although Dailong couldn't understand Fang Bing's words. But, it still rushed towards Fang Bing, and Fang Bing. Then at the moment when the Earth Dragon stepped forward, turned on 2 transformations, transformed into a 3-meter titan for the first time. The second time, it directly turned into an 80-meter titan. Hold out a hand. Pressed on the head of the oncoming Earth Dragon. This 50-meter tall earth dragon. At this moment, his height has just reached Fang Bing's waist. So Fang Bing pressed it. It's as easy as pressing a wild dog. After the earth dragon was held down by Fang Bing's huge force. Still want to struggle, but with Fang Bing's arm hard again. It was knocked down to the ground with a snap. Boom. It has huge amounts of bodies hitting the ground. There was another wave of shaking. Subsequently, Dailong made a few more stabs, but he found that he couldn't move at all. So, it is quickly and thoroughly served. Lie motionless on the ground. Let Fang Bing press the giant palm on top of its head. And Fang Bing saw that it was no longer struggling. Also let go of his hand. He touched its big head with his backhand. Dailong didn't have any resistance to Fang Bing's action. So, Fang Bing thought for a while. Then he released a soul contract to it. The contract went smoothly. This means, since then, this ground dragon has completely become one of Fang Bing's pets. Now that the earth dragon has been subdued, Fang Bing is no longer stingy. After returning to the original state, directly put the half-cooked roast rabbit in your hand. Torn in half. Throw it into the mouth of the earth dragon. Count it as a reward for its cooperation, and the remaining half of the roasted rabbit. Fang Bing rekindled the fire, set up the grill. Continue to bake for half an hour. I finished eating beautifully. After eating and drinking, Fang Bing also temporarily lost interest in continuing to explore this dimensional world. So he left the earth dragon in place. He opened a portal by himself. Walked in. When he walked out, I have come to the forging cave of the big stone again. Dailong over there. Fang Bing needn't worry. Just leave it there to live. Look back when you need it. Portals can be opened at any time to appear anywhere. And the hills dwarf the big rocks here. It is necessary to come to see each other. Learn about the progress of the infinity armor. When Fang Bing reappeared in the cave, the hill dwarf boulder has finished its previous work. It is being quenched with a piece of metal armor with many mysterious patterns. This time he discovered Fang Bing's arrival, but although I know Fang Bing is coming, but he still chose to finish the process at hand first. Just put down the tool. Say hello to Fang Bing. Hey, you can still come to my world. It's amazing. You came just in time, and I just wanted to tell you that the infinity armor you want is almost finished, and there are only 2 pieces left. Didn't build. The hill dwarf opened his mouth. He babbled a lot of words. But Fang Bing also from his words basically learned the good news that the infinity warframe is about to be completed. According to the words of the hill dwarf Big Stone, infinity warframe is estimated to be another week. Can be successfully built. After Fang Bing got the news he wanted. Chatted with Da Shi again for a while. Just open the portal directly. Leaving the dimensional world of the Big Stone. When he walked out of the portal, it has come to the Earth's Antarctic underground. Fang Bing just took a look. The hours passed. The system's upgrade progress is only in the 20s. So he thinks he still has a lot of time. That's why I came to the underground of Antarctica again. Prepare to use the remaining 10 or so hours of leisure time. Push the progress of drilling down again, although after the trip to Adelan, Fang Bing's strength has been greatly improved. But the strength of these upgrades, but he still drilled 3,000 meters underground to find the head of the god. Feeding the gods does little to enhance it, because this is the earth. No matter how powerful his Thunder Fury is, can't be used here either. Otherwise, it is likely to seriously damage the earth. That kind of situation is something Fang Bing absolutely does not want to see. Therefore, he drilled first. Still can only rely on the 2 super abilities of matter travel and matter conversion. And now, when Fang Bing appears from the portal, he had already appeared next to the duplication that he was burrowing. And he also found out the depth of his appearance this time. 300 kilometers deeper than before. This can't help but let Fang Bing sigh. Duplication is really the best tool to use, but since the ontology now has time, it is definitely better to let the body take over and drill the ground faster. So, Fang Bing temporarily withdrew the spell duplication. At the beginning, he initiated the material travel and material conversion. With duplication many times faster, go downhill quickly. 1 hour, 2 hours, 5 hours, 10 hours. Fang Bing has been drilling underground for 12 hours. Reached a depth of 1,800 kilometers underground. As if he had reached the limit of endurance. Ready to leave the ground. Take a break. Let duplication take over and continue drilling. The system prompt also sounded very pleasantly. Fang Bing glanced at the system. Congratulations that your system has been upgraded. After confirming that the system upgrade is complete, Then decisively recruited duplication again. Let duplication take over. Continue to burrow. And himself. Then decisively opened the portal. Leaving the dark environment underground. Came to the honeycomb planet. Standing in the sky of Hivestar. Fang Bing took a look. It was discovered that Apocalypse had escaped on the star-seeking space battleship. But at the moment Fang Bing didn't bother to look for him either. Now that the system upgrade is complete, then look at the changes after the system upgrade. This is the most important thing for Fang Bing. Subsequently, he opened the system interface. Start to check what functions are added after the system upgrade. Fine. After system upgrade, there is also an upgrade description in the system record. This saves Fang Bing the time to grope for himself. System upgrade description. Because the host has accumulated 1,000 special abilities, the system has been upgraded to version 2.0, and the system of version 2.0 has 2 more functions than before. Fang Bing carefully read the system upgrade instructions. After reading, there was unstoppable surprise on his face. Because this system is called version 2.0 after upgrade. There are 2 extra important functions, very useful. The first function is to decompose. Same as what Fang Bing wanted before the upgrade was done. The system after upgrade already supported Fang Bing to decompose those waste ability. And it doesn't matter if it's a special ability or a waste ability. All ability Fang Bing can be dismantled directly. And after decomposition, each special ability decomposed will provide Fang Bing with ability points. The amount of ability points gained, it is related to the strength of the special ability. See the display in the upgrade introduction of the system. Generic special abilities. An ability point can also be decomposed. As for the role of the ability point, that would be too big. It can be used to directly upgrade the level of Fang Bing's existing ability. The so-called special ability. Natural refers to those supernatural abilities. For example, what about long wings, or become a murloc? They are all special abilities. This ability is not useful for Fang Bing eggs. After decomposing, it can be used to upgrade its own main ability. It's just so cool. And ordinary abilities like jumping rubber bands can also be broken down. But 10,000 pieces of this ordinary garbage ability can be broken down in order to provide Fang Bing with an ability point. But although this ratio is exaggerated, Fang Bing also fully understands. After all, he set up a stall every time. This kind of broken ability can get hundreds of pieces from ordinary people. It's very simple to collect. Therefore, 10,000 for a little. It's actually pretty good. And the second important function after system upgrade. It was something Fang Bing hadn't thought of before. That is, system mall. Yes. After this broken system is upgraded, there is still a mall. It was beyond Fang Bing's expectation, but when Fang Bing found the button of the mall in the system panel. When you want to enter the mall to see what's on sale. But was prompted by the system that he was not eligible to enter. After accumulating 10,000 ability points, Fang Bing is open. Good guy. What a guy. 10,000 points. If you decompose a special ability, wouldn't it be necessary to decompose 10,000 special abilities? Fang Bing couldn't help counting the special abilities he now possesses. Useful plus useless. I found that I already had more than 800. But it's still far from 10,000, but Fang Bing didn't forget either. When I extracted the ability list of those 80,000 aliens before. The system was upgraded before the extraction was completed. So the process of extracting the ability was also interrupted. Therefore, in fact, Fang Bing still has more than half of the ability list that has not been extracted. So after reading the system upgrade introduction, the first time, he began to continue to extract the remaining tens of thousands of ability lists. Ding 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 ding. The wonderful system beep sounds again and again. Fang Bing was very happy to hear it. After half an hour, the jingling stopped. Fang Bing, who has been staring at the system interface, knows. The ability list of 80,000 aliens has been exhausted. So, now it's Fang Bing's turn to organize ability. He counted first the number of special abilities drawn by oneself. A total of about 2,300, the other more than 70,000 are ordinary abilities. What jumping rubber band, playhouse, landlords. Everything you need. Fang Bing is too lazy to decompose these ordinary abilities for the time being. After all, it's all broken down, plus what he got from setting up a stall before. It was about 10 o'clock, so Fang Bing first set his sights on the special ability. Next step. Naturally, it is necessary to pick out all the waste abilities in the special abilities. Then it all breaks down into ability points, is still a lot of work. Because Fang Bing can only view the introductions of these special abilities in his ability list one by one. After reading the detailed introduction, make sure you don't need this garbage ability in the future. It will be decomposed into ability points, more than 2,000. Fang Bing thought it might take him hours to sort it out. So, he didn't rush to start right away. Instead, it came to the surface. Created a deck chair and sun umbrella for myself using matter conversion on the ground. Take out some cold beer and snacks. Then he lay down on the recliner. While eating and drinking, while slowly looking at the decomposition ability. Rabies immunity LV10. The will of the universe blesses you. When you are bitten by a dog, you will never get rabies. What kind of rubbish is this? I'm still afraid of rabies. Breakdown. Hair rapid growth IV5. You can let your body hair grow rapidly. Any part of the body hair can be yo. Although this ability may be very important to some bald people. But as Fang Bing with perfect hair, I feel that I don't need this ability at all. Breakdown. Super lasting LV8. You have a super long lasting surname ability, but this ability only works when you comfort yourself. F*K. What the hell kind of ability is this? Who the hell wants to be super durable when comforting himself? Isn't it all about quick fights? Can this also be called super ability? What about cheating? No hesitation. Breakdown. Self-reading mind IV9. You have the special ability to read the inner thoughts of creatures, but you can only read your own thoughts. Point. After an hour, Fang Bing checked 500 special abilities. 99% of them were directly decomposed by him. Because of the abilities of these ordinary Atalan aliens. It's just too low end, and it's all kinds of strange. Basically for Fang Bing, who now has the strength of level sub-godfather. It has no effect, and the few abilities he left behind. There are also some that seem to be useful, for example. Radiant LV10. You can control yourself to emit light of any intensity and color, blinding others' eyes. Ability like this looks very fun. Fang Bing decided to stay. For nothing else, just play. 2 hours later. Fang Bing recognizes and breaks down 1,000 special abilities. 4 hours later. Fang Bing finally completed this huge task. Decompose the 2,300 special abilities identification. Finally. Feed these 80,000 Atalans. Made him decompose more than 2,200 special abilities. Got 2,200 ability points. There are also more than 100 useful special abilities left in reserve. But. Although already got 2,200 ability points. But. Distance from the requirements for entering the system mall. Still more than half. Therefore, Fang Bing felt that it was useless for him to enter the system mall for the time being. However, the system mall requires the accumulation of 10,000 points. Instead of consuming 10,000 points to enter at that time. So Fang Bing can spend the 2,200 points now. In the future, only 7,800 special abilities need to be decomposed. What can 2,200 ability points do? With this question, Fang Bing opened his ability list. Start trying. Use ability points to level up your ability. After opening the ability list, Fang Bing found out. Behind each of his abilities, after the system upgrade, there is one more plus sign than before the upgrade. But it's just an extra plus sign. There is no other description. Upgrade each ability. How many ability points are required? Fang Bing didn't see the prompt at all. This means he could only try it himself. And it also means he can't try to add points indiscriminately, because in case the upgrade consumes a lot. The 2,200 ability points that I finally got, wouldn't it be wasted? So, Fang Bing quickly decided, use good steel to the blade. Give ability upgrade words. Naturally, it is necessary to upgrade the most important ability. So, what is your most important ability? Fang Bing was stunned. Thinking of this question, he was suddenly a little confused. Because he himself was a little confused, which ability is the most important to you? Like, are they all important? Spell portal? Without this ability, Fang Bing probably died early. Super transformation? Each level increases the body's physical strength response by 1 time. Very important and perverted. Super fast? I am so fast now. Most of the credit goes to it. This ability still has great potential in the future. It can achieve the effect of passing through time. Thunder Fury. Level 9 Thunder Fury. Already basically possessed the power of destroying stars. Upgrade again. Wouldn't that be more hanging? Fang Bing thought for a long time. Count all the important abilities you have in your mind. Feel these important abilities in yourself. It seems that the upgrade is very profitable. But in the end, Fang Bing decided to upgrade the super speed first. After all, this ability is in Fang Bing's opinion maximum potential, if you can upgrade in advance to the point of time travel. Then Fang Bing developed. So, think about it clearly. Without any hesitation, he clicked the plus sign behind the super speed of the 4th level. Pity. No success, because when Fang Bing clicked the upgrade plus sign, the system prompts. Sorry, currently upgrading this ability requires 5,000 ability points, and your ability points are not enough to upgrade. Good guy. It takes 5,000 ability points to upgrade from level 4 to level 5, right? This is too perverted. But Fang Bing saw the system prompt. I can only temporarily give up the plan to use ability points to upgrade super fast. But it's okay. Anyway, the ability is super fast. Fang Bing can completely upgrade by running hard constantly. In this case, this is 2,200 ability points. Just use it to upgrade other things first, after excluding the super fast ability. Fang Bing did not intend to try to upgrade the heartbeat time, which also increases the speed ability. Because he knows, although the ability of heartbeat time is quite strong, but other important abilities than him, but even if it is more than 1 grade worse. Therefore, Fang Bing ruled it out decisively. After serious thinking, Fang Bing decided to try. Can Thunder Fury be upgraded? Because the Thunder Fury of level 9 is very powerful now. Already reached the 3-hit destruction of the moon file size of the planet. But, from the top level sub-godfather, the power to destroy any planet with 1 blow. Still a lot worse, and Fang Bing's current shortcomings. In fact, the attack power is still insufficient. So he chose Thunder Fury. Definitely. Fang Bing now has more than just Thunder Fury, a powerful ability. He didn't forget that he had just extracted a cosmic psychic soundwave ability from Black Bolt King. Although Fang Bing has not personally tested the power of this ability. But look at the system ability introduction. It also has the power of destroying stars. And it is estimated that the current power is stronger than the 9th level Thunder Wrath. But the reason why Fang Bing did not choose to upgrade the cosmic psionic soundwave, it is also carefully considered. The root cause is usage is too restrictive, not flexible enough. To know that Black Bolt guy, it is also the ability to have this cosmic psionic soundwave. But he lies in his own battle, but he didn't dare to release it with all his strength. Stretched. Afraid of accidentally blowing up his lunar lair. What does this mean? This means, this cosmic psionic soundwave, although powerful, but you can't freely release a single attack with all your strength. Can only attack in groups, in this situation. No matter how powerful it is, Fang Bing can also use it as a major ability boost. Because, in case Fang Bing needs to fight the enemy near the Earth in the future, then Fang Bing will improve this ability no matter how strong it is. I dare not use it at all. Otherwise, if I use it, I will blow up the Earth first. Isn't that funny? And the ability of Thunder Fury. This problem does not exist at all. Fang Bing has been tested before. Whether it is a single Black Thunder, it is still the Thunder field of the group. Fang Bing has complete freedom to control the attacks in it. So, although the Fury of Thunder is a little less powerful than the Soundwave of Cosmic Psionic Energy, but it is most suitable for Fang Bing to be promoted as the main attack method. So Fang Bing, after thinking about it, then use ideas. Click the plus sign behind Thunder Fury. Congratulations, your Thunder Fury IV9 consumes 1000 ability points and has been raised to 400. Very good. Fang Bing sees the prompt that the upgrade is successful in the system. Can't help shouting excitedly. Really? The upgrade requirement points for each ability are different. Not every ability is like super speed, requires a huge amount of ability points to upgrade. After spending 1000 ability points to upgrade Thunder Fury to level 10, Fang Bing still has 1200 ability points left. Then, he has no hesitation either. Directly click on the plus sign behind the 10th level Thunder Fury again. What are you afraid of? Anyway, no money will be deducted if the upgrade is unsuccessful. If you can upgrade successfully again, wouldn't it be a big profit? Congratulations, your Thunder Fury LV10 consumes 1000 ability points, advanced upgrade for God Thunder V1. Good guy. Really succeeded? Thunder? Is this the advanced level of Thunder Fury? Fang Bing originally thought that after Thunder Fury was upgraded, it may become something like Thunder Control. But did not expect. Direct upgrade became this ability called Shenlei. And only 1 level. What does that mean? The ability of Shenlei, at least you can upgrade 10 times. Great potential. Level 9 Thunder Fury can smash a planet with the size of the Moonfile 3 times. Then if you upgrade the God Thunder to level 10. How powerful will it be? Destroy the galaxy in one blow. Subsequently, Fang Bing looked at Shenlei's ability introduction. God Thunder LV1. You control the great power of the Nine Heavens God Thunder, and you can use the destructive power of the Nine Heavens God Thunder to destroy all enemies. See this introduction to ability. Sure enough, it is more high-end and more atmospheric than the previous Thunder Fury. Fang Bing couldn't bear it now. Want to find a place. Test the power of the Divine Thunder that has been upgraded 2 consecutive levels. But, after a bit of excitement, he still temporarily suppressed the thought. Because he still has work to do, just finished upgrading Thunder Fury. Fang Bing consumed 2,000 ability points in total. The last 200 points are left. Fang Bing didn't plan to keep the 200 ability points either. I'm going to try to see if I can strengthen other abilities. After all, his Thunder Fury has reached the power of destroying stars. Only need 1,000 ability points. Other abilities shouldn't be so demanding, right? So, Fang Bing quickly set his sights on an ability. Master Physique IV for this ability. It is related to Fang Bing's defense, strength, lifespan and so on. Very basic though, but very important, so Fang Bing decided to try it first. See if you can strengthen it a little more, so. Fang Bing then clicked on the plus sign behind the Master Physique. Sorry, currently upgrading this ability requires 300 ability points, and your ability points are not enough to upgrade. Fang Bing. Okay, this actually costs 300 points? Fang Bing said it was very painful, it was 100 points short. Have no choice. Egg hurts, but he can't help it. I can only try to find other important abilities. Level 10 portal? Will it be possible to cross dimensions after upgrading? Allow yourself to open portals to other dimensions? For example, go to Xiao Zhuangfang's journey to the West Primordial World? Or go to Green Arrow's DC universe? Going to Weiss Dragon Ball universe? The more Fang Bing thought about it, the more excited he became. Decisively click down. Sorry, currently upgrading this ability requires 80,000 ability points, and your ability points are not enough to upgrade. Grass. Grass is a plant. But this moment can fully express Fang Bing's mood. Good guy. What a nice guy. The super fast upgrade will cost 10,000 points. What kind of teleportation gate of yours actually costs 80,000 points? It's too bad, isn't it? But, after Fang Bing scolded the system, it didn't take long to realize, since the upgrade super fast requires 10,000 points. It is because its ability potential is very powerful. So, this portal needs 80,000 points to upgrade. Does it mean, after it upgrades, also very perverted? For example, can you really open the portal to other dimensions? Fang Bing thinks it is very possible, then. He is excited. Pity, after being excited for a while. Fang Bing thought quickly, it is impossible for him to collect so many ability points now. Even if you get it all together, you must also choose to upgrade other abilities that enhance hard power first. Instead of choosing to go to the upgrade portal. After all, if the strength is insufficient, even if you go to another dimensional universe. It's also looking for abuse, but this finally gave Fang Bing the hope of leaving the Marvel universe. This hope, to him, very important, because although he definitely already has the strength of level sub-godfather now. But, the waters in the Marvel universe are simply too deep. As long as Fang Bing is still in the Marvel universe. Unless he can reach the multi-universe level. Otherwise, absolute security cannot be obtained. For example, the multi-universe level Ultron wearing the 6-gem infinite armor. This guy probably really exists, in case one day he suddenly appeared in his own universe. It also shattered the universe with one punch. Then Fang Bing has reached the level Godfather special strength. As long as it hasn't surpassed level single universe. Shouldn't it be the end of the game? So, crisis in the Marvel universe is always there. Unless Fang Bing himself can reach the multi-universe level. To be a little relieved. As for why, I was just a little relieved. That's because, multi-universe level above. There is also almighty universe level, guy of this class. For example, Life Court. A single thought can reset or even destroy the entire multi-universe. Then if you encounter this kind of thing, Fang Bing even reached the multi-universe level. My life is still in the hands of others, although life courts generally don't do this kind of thing. Even if you do it once in a while, it could also be hundreds of millions of years apart. Generally speaking, Fang Bing does not need to worry about this happening. But, even so, in the Marvel Universe. It still makes Fang Bing have no absolute sense of security. Since the portal requires 80,000 points, it cannot be upgraded. Fang Bing changed his target again. He clicked down on the divine power. The divine power of Fang Bing has reached level 9. Provided him with a force of up to several hundred tons. It can be said to be one of the most important sources of strength for Fang Bing. Therefore, if this ability can be upgraded, also let Fang Bing power be further enhanced. Congratulations, your divine power IV9 consumes 200 ability points and has been upgraded to LV10. Ho! It actually did, after the system prompts. Fang Bing found out. Own divine power, really successfully upgraded. From level 9 to level 10. However, because of the introduction of ability, it didn't mention how much strength was increased. So Fang Bing has no way of knowing for the time being. I can only try again when I have free time in the future. But now there is one thing. Fang Bing is so free to try. That is upgrade ability, because all his ability points have been consumed. So now, he even randomly clicks any ability's upgrade button. It doesn't matter. Instead, he can also prompt through the system. Know that other abilities will pass the ability point upgrade next time. Required quantity. Then, Fang Bing began to completely let himself go. On the system ability list, that get excited and mess up. Shapeshifting IV 6 point. Sorry, currently upgrading this ability requires 100 ability points, and your ability points are not enough to upgrade. Come again. Self-healing factor V10 give me an upgrade. Sorry, currently upgrading this ability requires 10,000 ability points, and your ability points are not enough to upgrade. Continue. Plant control, V10 lift. Sorry, currently upgrading this ability requires 1,000 ability points, and your ability points are not enough to upgrade. Wait until Fang Bing clicked the upgrade plus sign behind most of the abilities on his body. Approximately how many ability points are needed to upgrade these abilities? After knowing it well, he just stopped doing it. Then, he began to think, how to get more ability points later. After all, the road is now ahead. I want to increase my strength quickly. Use the ability point to upgrade. It is the quickest and most direct method. The only difficulty is the source of subsequent ability points. At this time, Fang Bing thought of the sentence in the system upgrade introduction. The number of ability points obtained by decomposing is determined according to the strength of the special ability. So, if you break down some powerful abilities yourself, is it possible to get many ability points at once by dismantling one? After Fang Bing thought of this, immediately start looking for it in your ability list. Soon, he just found one that he no longer needs. But it should be considered a relatively strong ability. Master Archery V2. This thing was obtained by Fang Bing unintentionally before. Never used it. The key is that it is still a master ability. So Fang Bing is now ready to break it down. See if you can break down some ability points. After all, the super abilities provided by the more than 2,000 Atalan aliens were disassembled before. All can only be broken down a little bit. Fang Bing is now a little afraid that this decomposition function can only be decomposed a little at a time. If so, 0. After that, it will be much more troublesome to obtain this ability point. After all, even in the universe, there are not many gathering places for special people like Atalan. Therefore, Fang Bing's choice without hesitation disassembled the master level bow technique IV2. Congratulations on getting 5 ability points. Really, the stronger the ability, the more ability points you decompose. Fang Bing finished breaking down the master bow technique. Still did not stop. He once again extended his claws to another ability in his ability list. After all, now the abilities in his ability list have reached more than 100. There are also many that he has obtained before. Ability that is basically useless. Hellblade IV8. Breakdown. Congratulations, you have obtained 30 ability points. Not bad. This Hellblade. It's the super ability that can summon a dagger in his hand. It is when Fang Bing passed away to the afterlife. Extracted from the aliens there. All the time. Basically useless. So he only chooses to disassemble it now. After getting 30 ability points again, Fang Bing stopped disassembling. Because he has basically judged. This decomposition of ability is indeed to produce different numbers of ability points according to its strength. So, he didn't have to try again. After all, most of the abilities on his body are still useful. The remaining part is temporarily useless. Even if it is disassembled, it should not be enough for him to improve his ability again. There is no need to proceed with the decomposition now. And he has a lot of other things to do right now. The system upgrade is complete. The abilities he drew before that. Then it can be opened and tested, for example, the space transfer that was extracted from the Locktooth dog before. Fang Bing wanted to try it very much. Can this ability allow him to teleport directly to the underground of the earth? Go directly to the head of the god. Save a few days of drilling work. In addition to space transfer, Fang Bing also got the elemental control of the inhuman princess crystal before. There is also the cosmic psionic energy wave of Black Bolt King and so on. These abilities require Fang Bing to test their power. Only after trying it. Only Fang Bing knows it well. Decide for convenience. In the future, these obtained abilities will be improved. Or break it down. Therefore, now that I am in the Hive Star, Fang Bing directly started first ability test. Elemental Mastery IV4. Fang Bing clicked on the system list. This ability is turned on. Subsequently, he had a thought. Activated this ability. Immediately afterwards, Fang Bing found out. I can sense the different elements in the surrounding space. The wind that blows all the time high in the sky contains wind element. Fang Bing waved his hand. He immediately found that he could control the wind around him. Let the wind stop. Become a breeze. Let the breeze run wild. Become a tornado hurricane raging the world. Although these Fang Bing can do this before. But that's done through Storm's call to action. And when Fang Bing uses Storm's super ability, the feeling is completely different from now. Calling the wind and calling the rain is to use the power of the wind. Handling of power is rough. And now, Fang Bing masters through the elements. Can fully control the wind element to make very fine movements. This is something that Fang Bing couldn't do before using Hu Feng Huan Yu. After testing the wind element, Fang Bing began to communicate with the fire and water elements in the surrounding space again. Let them condense in your own hands. After a while, Fang Bing already had a ball of fire and a ball of water in his hand. He felt the two groups of elements on his hands. Shaking his head, he dismissed it, because Fang Bing has already obtained the flame control and the ice control before. So now use the 4th level elemental control of the Crystal Princess. I feel that the water element and fire element are a bit weak. So he skipped those two directly, too lazy to try again. Next, Fang Bing fell to the ground of Hive Star. Start to sense the earth element. Moment. He sensed the ubiquitous earth elements on the Hive planet. With a thought. The ground in front of you. Then a pillar of soil rose from the ground. Wait until it grows to 10 meters high. It stopped. The dirt on the pillars began to peel off by itself. After a while, a humanoid statue appeared. The statue depicts the man. It is the lifelike Fang Bing himself. Hey, this is good, professional mud skills. Fang Bing looked at the statue he made using earth elements in front of him. Laughing and muttering to himself. Feel very satisfied. Test here. The control of the elements of the inhuman Princess Crystal has been tested. In general, this is for Fang Bing. It can be regarded as a relatively potential ability. After all, although the control of this element is not very powerful now, but it still has huge amounts of upgrade space. It will be upgraded in the future. Not only the power will increase. Maybe it can also allow Fang Bing to control more natural elements ability. It can also be regarded as an ability worth keeping. Subsequently, Fang Bing began to test the second ability that can be tested on Hive Planet. Divine Power. He had just used 200 ability points before. Raised the divine power from level 9 to level 10. Now you must test how much your strength has increased. Then, he pressed his palm on the ground of Hive Star. Initiated a material conversion. Started manufacturing metal weights for testing strength. Before the divine power upgrade, Fang Bing normal strength reached 200 tons with one hand. After super transformation 5 times enhanced. 1000 tons. After turning on Pim's transformation into an 80-meter titan. 2400 a degree. And now, to test strength. Naturally, the state after the 2 transformations should also be taken into consideration. Therefore, Fang Bing spent some time making these metal weights. 200 tons apiece. 500 tons apiece. A piece of 1000 tons. A piece of 1200 tons. Until a piece of 5000 tons. Fang Bing made a dozen or so metal weights of different file sizes on the plane in front of him before he stopped. And because he uninterruptedly initiates material conversion, converts ground dirt into metal weights, so it also led to one more pit after another on the plane in front of him. But Fang Bing didn't care about these details. Anyway, there is no one on Hive Planet. Even Apocalypse has taken to space in its Starseeker spaceship. So basically no one will fall into the pit after making the metal weights. Fang Bing began to test his strength. He stepped forward. Transformation has not been turned on yet. The test started with a 200-ton metal block. Hold, lift, throw, fly. Simple and easy. 200 tons was the limit of his previous normal strength. And now, he can throw it away so easily. Means his strength. There must have been a lot of progress. So Fang Bing moved on to the next heavier piece of metal again. Come to the second piece of metal. Fang Bing lifted the piece of metal effortlessly again. Throw it out. And the weight of this piece of metal. In fact, it has reached 250 tons. Fang Bing was happy. He hurried to the third metal weight. The piece of metal weighed 300 tons. If Fang Bing can also throw this piece of metal, that means Fang Bing's previous 200 ability points. It's worth it. Strong. Hold. Boom. Fang Bing was not happy in vain. He really lifted up and threw the 300-ton piece of metal flying again. And the next piece. 350 tons of metal blocks. Fang Bing didn't raise it with one hand. This means Fang Bing's strength limit under normal conditions. This time it increased by a full third, 100 tons. Don't underestimate the 100 tons. A power of 100 tons under normal conditions. Wait until he uses the 5th level super transformation. Normally, it should increase by 5 times, and after Pim transformed. That's an extra 100 tons. It will bring more power to Fang Bing. So, after Fang Bing tested his normal strength, then he shook his body directly. The 5th level super transformation is open. Turn yourself into a 3 meters tiny titan. Subsequently, Fang Bing is a head taller than the green titan. Go straight up. He held the 1,500-ton metal weight in front of him. The reason why I directly choose this piece, it is because the 5-level super transformation will give Fang Bing 5 times the speed of physical strength. So the normal force is 300 tons. After the super transformation, there should be 1,500 tons. What happened after? Sure enough, Fang Bing did not expect it. The 1,500-ton metal block is for him after transformation. Just the right weight, successfully lifted and still flying. After testing the power of super transformation, Fang Bing flickered again. Enabled Pim particle transformation. Boom. The 100-meter tall Titan Fang Bing appeared on the plane of the Hive planet. The ground on the plane trembled, and where Fang Bing is standing now, it was also sunk by his feet. Thereafter, Fang Bing of Pim's Titan state, a bend over. Then he grabbed the 2,500-ton metal block on the ground. Use a little force. He lifted it up. Just throw it a few kilometers away. Ho. Good guy. Before Fang Bing transformed into Pim Titan, the limit force is only 2,400 tons, and now he threw 2,500 tons of stuff. It can be thrown for several kilometers. This is visible. He didn't prepare for the big weight this time. After, Fang Bing reached out and held the 3,000-ton metal weight. Throw, fly. It worked, although it has reached 3,000 tons. But Fang Bing felt that he had not reached the limit of his strength. Because he had almost figured it out before. Pim transformed again after his super transformation. Strength multiplier. Before, his super transformation strength is 1,000 tons. Pim's transformation is 2,400 tons, about 2.4 times. If calculated according to that enhancement factor, then my current strength should be 3,600 tons. So, Fang Bing then grasped the huge 3,600-ton metal block in front without any hesitation. Hard. Boom. Successfully thrown away. Subsequently, Fang Bing then tested lifting heavier metal weights. I found that I really couldn't lift it. This means he is now the ultimate strength after transforming into Pim Titan. That's 3,600 tons, 3,600 tons with one hand. This force is already very, very strong. Fang Bing doesn't think there is anyone on Earth who is more powerful than after his transformation. Maybe. Only the Captain Marvel, who is still picking up the strong and helping the weak in the universe. With the help of cosmic energy, to have the same power? After testing Pim's power after transformation, even Fang Bing had thoroughly tested his strength enhancement. Subsequently, he's on Beehive. There is only one ability left to test. Plant control. 10 levels of plant control. Before Servant. Fang Bing's plant-related ability. The name is Plant Field. Now, the plant control that Fang Bing extracted from the 4 elders. It is obviously an advanced version of the plant field. It will definitely be stronger than the plant field. So, after Fang Bing got control of the plants, the first thing that comes to mind, it's not about using this ability to fight. Instead, Use it to transform the hive planet. The planet now at the foot of Fang Bing. It was originally thousands of years ago. It is also a vibrant life planet. But later, he was betrayed by other aliens on Earth because of the alien hive. Banished it to the hive planet. This can bring disaster to this originally vibrant planet of life. Under the hive's special ability, the original civilized races on hive planet. The war began. They started killing each other. The battle was brutal. As a result, the original civilization and life on the hive planet were all wiped out. It became the barren planet it is now, and now. This planet belongs to Fang Bing alone. He didn't want to keep this planet of life all his own. It has been so barren, so, he has long had the idea of want to restore the natural environment of the hive planet to 1,000 years ago. But because of his plant field before, it can only cover 10 miles Fang Yuan. Want to transform the natural environment of the entire planet. Too slow. At that speed, it may take Fang Bing several years to restore the natural environment of hive planet. So he has always buried this idea in his heart. Temporarily stranded. But now, the newly gained plant control gave Fang Bing confidence again. After all, this 10th level plant control comes from the 4 elders of the inhuman race who have lived for hundreds of years. The 4 elders can only control one plant, so I also cultivated the control of this plant for hundreds of years. That's why he can raise this ability to level 10. Fang Bing thinks it should be very powerful for greening. Subsequently, after confirming that I want to green the planet, Fang Bing also has no ink. He started right away. First, since we want to green the entire planet, that definitely requires many seeds, because although plant control is very powerful, but it is also impossible for this ability to create seeds out of thin air. So, the first thing Fang Bing has to do is naturally get a lot of plant seeds. Then spread the seeds all over the world, then activate his plant control. Therefore, Fang Bing thought for a while. Then he directly pressed his palm on the ground under his feet. Initiated a material conversion. Start at breakneck speed. Place dirt rocks on the surface. All are converted into seeds of various plants. For the seed of a plant does not belong to life. So Fang Bing's material conversion can do exactly that. After an hour, where Fang Bing was standing just now, there is already a large hole in Fang Yuan's sandly. The pit is full of various plant seeds, Fang Bing thinks. These seeds, it's almost enough to spread all over the world. So he doesn't continue to make it either. Instead, psychokinesis is launched. Aggregate some of the seeds, formed a super huge amounts of big sword. Stepped on it. Whoosh, take off. Subsequently, Fang Bing began to control this great sword formed from seeds. Unleash his super speed. Start flying around the hive star. One side flight. On one side, it also controls the big sword formed by the plant seeds under its feet to scatter the seeds. After all the big swords of seeds under his feet were scattered, Fang Bing will open the portal again and come to the seed pit just now. Continue to condense a great sword of seeds, keep spreading. Although Fang Bing's flight speed is extremely fast now, it takes 8 minutes to complete a full circle around the hive star flight. But this job still cost Fang Bing a lot of time. After a few hours, Fang Bing has already flown an unknown number of laps. I don't know how many plant seeds are scattered. He just knows. The seeds in that seed pit just now has been completely used up by him. So, Fang Bing felt that this amount should be enough. After all, he also doesn't need to spread the seeds all over every inch of the planet. The biggest problem with this planet right now is that there are no plants or living things. The ecological imbalance of the entire planet has been caused. So he just needs to plant most of the planet. These plants then carry out photosynthesis on their own. Absorb carbon dioxide to produce oxygen. Balance the natural ecology of the entire planet. Therefore, Fang Bing after running out of seed pits, then stopped. Next, nature is the real highlight. The seeds are sown, but the hive planet is still barren and barren. Time to let the plant seeds germinate and grow. So, Fang Bing then hovered over the hive star. Activated the 10th level of plant control. Ability activates instantly. Fang Bing sensed the planet in front of him. Those countless plant seeds that were sprinkled by themselves. The vitality contained in these seeds was sensed. Fang Bing feeling. It is capable of producing these seeds by itself. So, without any hesitation, he activated the spawning function controlled by plants with a single thought. Seeds cracked. Sprout. Grow. Activated with Fang Bing ability. On the entire hive star, 1/3 of the Earth's surface. They all started to turn a little green. Just a little bit. But with Fang Bing keep launching ability, these greens gradually get bigger. 10 minutes later, the greens are all in one piece. 1/3 of the hive planet's surface has turned into a green ocean. The reason is only 1/3. It was because Fang Bing had just activated the ability. Finding yourself though can sense seeds all over the planet. But the scope of his spawning seeds each time is limited. Only 1/3 of the area of the hive star can be spawned at a time. Therefore, now only 1/3 of the hive planets have been transformed successfully. But Fang Bing didn't care about this, since only 1/3 of the area can be spawned once. Then let's give birth a few more times. Wouldn't it be possible to completely transform the natural environment of the entire planet? Therefore, Fang Bing then started to get busy again. He activated plant control again. Start to continue spawning the remaining seeds. Seeds cracked. Green spread. Half an hour later, after Fang Bing activated plant control 3 times in a row, he finally completed the transformation of the natural environment of the entire hive planet. Looking at the green beehive star in front of him, I couldn't help laughing out loud. It's done. It was originally barren, a honeycomb star of only gravel and stone. There are various plants all over the place at this moment. Turned into a vibrant green planet, countless plants start to bask in the sun, carry out photosynthesis, improving the natural environment of hive star all the time, increasing the oxygen concentration of the hive star, make the entire hive planet more suitable for living things. But although Fang Bing is happy, but Iron Man and others who have been dismantling the Marauder tracker on Hive Planet, scared enough to choke. Just Iron Man and Ebony Maw et al. Working on the wasteland where the Marauder fleet is parked. But working, it just felt more and more wrong. The original surrounding barren wasteland. Green grass and bushes grew at a speed visible to the naked eye. And it's getting longer and faster, grow taller. This directly confused Iron Man and others. Have no idea what's going on. And just a moment later, Iron Man et al. I found myself with the space fleet. It has been overwhelmed by these extremely fast-growing green plants. Those grasses and shrubs grow taller than all of them in just a few minutes. This is not normal plant growth rate at all. Iron Man even summoned the iron armor. I'm afraid that these suddenly soaring plants will move and attack them. Fine. To their relief, these plants grow up. It's just blowing with the wind. Did not come alive like a spirit. But even so, this sudden change also affected their work. What's more, such a big change suddenly appeared on the hive star. Iron Man and Ebony Maw also agreed that Fang Bing should be notified. Therefore, it is in the sky above the hive star. Fang Bing admiring his masterpiece. Soon he heard the interstellar communicator on his body ringing. Hear the other end of the communicator. Iron Man's shocked and hasty words. Fang Bing couldn't laugh or cry. Just when he was doing this, I really forgot that Iron Man is still on Hive. Fortunately, he didn't have time to test the power of this plant control. Otherwise, Iron Man, they are under the attack of plants all over the planet. 80% has been heroic. Soothe Iron Man a few words. So that they can continue to work well, after. Fang Bing no longer cares about the Hive Star. He didn't forget that Apocalypse Guy had escaped from Hive Planet. Now that the Hive Star has completed its transformation, that's when it's time to get Apocalypse down. Then, Fang Bing took one last look at the lush and green beehive star. Then he stretched out his hand and opened an orange portal and walked in. The other side. In the deep space of the universe 18 light-years away from the Hive Star, Apocalypse is sitting at the pilot's seat of a battleship in the Starseeker universe. Concentrate on driving the star-seeking space battleship. Although he had never piloted this space battleship before. But, with his superb IQ and profound knowledge, after some exploration, I still basically understand the basic functions of this space battleship. And he is still in the interstellar navigation system of the battleship. Found a star map. The star map that leads to other star domains inch. Hence his current goal. Just follow the star chart. Go to other star domains. Find a suitable planet for life. Take a good rest. Then wait for an opportunity. Use the soul transfer super ability. Then change this body of yours to a younger and stronger one. As for that guy named Fang Bing, he dared to imprison himself. Absolutely unforgivable. Consciously escaped far enough. Apocalypse to feel safe already. Think of Fang Bing. Immediately, I became angry, irrepressible. He serves as the world's first mutant. How noble and powerful he is. For thousands of years, who dares to humiliate him like this? So, Apocalypse made up her mind. although Fang Bing is very powerful. But as long as he can always find the body to transfer the soul, constantly absorb other people's super ability, then you can live forever, it will continue to be strong. Sooner or later one day, his strength can surpass Fang Bing. Until then, he's going to crush that guy to ashes. Frustrated, Apocalypse comes to mind here. Unable to bear the excitement, he hammered the bridge. Cried out. That's when, inside the cabin of a space battleship, behind Apocalypse, suddenly and quietly opened an orange portal. A figure walked out of the door, directly entered the interior of the space battleship. It was Fang Bing who came, as soon as he exits the portal. I heard Apocalypse's self-talking self-talk. Can't help being happy. Good guy. Just thinking about ruining yourself in the future? It seems that I chose to completely destroy Apocalypse. What a right choice. Crack, crack, crack. Depressed? Are you talking about me? Fang Bing clapped his hands. Attracts Apocalypse's attention, said with a smile. And Apocalypse just finished talking harshly. Suddenly, he heard Fang Bing's voice behind him. I shivered suddenly. The whole person froze. After half a sound, he twisted his neck mechanically. Originally livid face, his complexion turned even greener. You. How could you catch up with me? Fang Bing was too lazy to talk nonsense with him. Play the extreme speed directly. Came in front of Apocalypse in an instant. Without waiting for him to open the shield ability. Just pressed it on his body. Immediately afterwards, the little rascal's spirit-absorbing ability was activated. Take Fang Bing's current super speed. Apocalypse didn't react at all. Fang Bing has already succeeded. His skin is under the influence of the devourer. Started to get gray and pale. The whole person is numb. Although tens of millions of years were flipped in my mind in an instant. Unfortunately, his body couldn't move at all. The ability in the body can only be continuously extracted by Fang Bing. Fang Bing didn't hold back either, especially just here. I heard Apocalypse talking to himself that he would kill himself in the future. Then we must not let him go this time. Thousands of super abilities? Bring it you. A few minutes later, thump. Fang Bing finally let go of his palm, and Apocalypse. It also fell directly on the floor of the space battleship. No life at all. Fang Bing opened a portal. On the other side of the portal is the barren space zero. He brought up Apocalypse directly using psychokinesis. Throw him in casually. After all, Fang Bing doesn't have many space battleships right now. This Zhongsheng space battleship will still be useful to him in the future. Definitely can't leave some garbage in it. Get rid of the trash. Fang Bing stretched out his hand again. A huge portal opened in front of the space battleship. Then he sat in the driver's seat by himself. He drove the space battleship and flew in. When the space battleship flies out of the portal, it has returned to the hive planet. Came to the wasteland where the Marauder fleet was parked before. Wrong. When Fang Bing stepped out of the space battleship, it was found that this place was by no means a wasteland. It's almost called a primitive jungle. Find a place. After stopping the star-seeking space battleship, Fang Bing was not in a hurry to leave the battleship either. Instead, he sat in the pilot's seat of the battleship. Start looking at what you just gained. Because Fang Bing got this ghost-eating super ability from a small naughty person. From the system. So this ability has been extracted to ability. There will also be system prompts. So Fang Bing also received a system prompt just now. And it's not one. It has been ringing for a long time. So, Fang Bing thinks it should be a bumper harvest this time. And when he turned on the system, after reviewing the system logs, he confirmed his thoughts even more. Apocalypse is a fat sheep. Great harvest. The reason for saying this, it is because Fang Bing checked the system records. I found that I had just extracted 1,120 super abilities from Apocalypse.